You didn't get any war headlines. You got to hear Trump at NATO. You dumped when he was talking. We even had Jerome Powell. Really not much new news. And again, like we talked about yesterday, we have gotten over a lot of the war stuff and a lot of the wall of worry. And, you know, we come down and a lot of people are tempted. They're like, Josh, why are we dumping? Why are we going down? Wall of worry. Oh, hi, that's me. And this is what I've been telling people, man. Just remember how we got here. This is still the He is Risen rally from April. That's why we're below the all-time highs, but we've set a new high from that bottom. So remember, it would go, you'd hit a high, spend down a couple days, maybe gap up, go down, and then you keep doing this thing. You get what I'm saying? So just watch out for it. It's very important, but that's why I just think we're in melt up summer, about to end the month. Doesn't mean we won't get action, but just like I'm saying, not every move is going to really mean some, and that's why you got to wait now till we get some real development. So we'll be here waiting for it all, Chattadonia. Game time. But now we got some Philo. So I hope you're feeling good. We're going to get into it in a little bit. So let me go and do this. I'm going to go to the bathroom, get me a carbo. You know what I'm saying? We're going to turn up. But we haven't heard propaganda all day, I feel like. Here you go. Let's get some good propaganda. So I'll be right back. And Dave, Mark, look at y'all joined after. What's up? That's what I'm talking about. Oh, God bless you guys. We love it, baby. Love it. Amen.
High-tax blue states
I'll be right back.
that happen to be Republicans holding on to seats in those
I say that
states
every day.
met with Treasury officials and Scott Bessent, the Treasury Secretary, to talk specifically about SALT as they try to figure out if they can get a deal that keeps them happy while also keeping senators who do not care about SALT whatsoever happy as well.
We're never getting rid of this story. It's the gift that keeps giving, I guess, for Bloomberg, although at some point they're going to have to settle on a number. We'll see what Brian Stile thinks ahead.
Indeed, we will. First, though, we begin with a check on the markets, as always, and for that we turn to Amy Morris in Washington, D.C. Hey, Amy.
Hey, Kaylee. Shell is denying a Wall Street Journal report that it's in active talks about acquiring its London-based oil rival, BP. A Shell spokesperson telling Bloomberg, quote, "This is further market speculation. No talks are taking place." Speculation was growing that the embattled company, BP, would become a takeover target, although its size and complexity would make any deal challenging. Bloomberg reported in May Shell had been studying the merits of a takeover but was waiting for further stock and oil price declines before deciding whether to pursue a bid. U.S. shares of Shell now less than 1% lower. U.S. shares of BP more than 1.5% higher. We do check markets for you all day long here at Bloomberg. The S&P 500 is flat. NASDAQ is up 52 points. The Dow now down 134 points. The 10-year Treasury yield at 4.3% and the 2-year yield at 3.79%. BlackBerry shares 15% higher after the software company boosted its revenue forecast for the full year. Analysts were positive about the company's forecast and hiked their price target on the stock. Reddit shares more than 2% higher, now up more than 60% off its April low. RBC Capital Markets wrote that it wouldn't be surprised to see momentum for Reddit turn it into a strong earnings report. Investors have been sounding more positive on the stock. And Bumble plans to reduce its global workforce by about 240 roles. That represents about 30% of the company. Bumble also boosted its adjusted EBITDA guidance for the second quarter. The guidance beat the average analyst estimate, so now shares of Bumble about 23% higher. For on-demand news 24 hours a day, subscribe to Bloomberg News Now wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Amy Morris. That's a Bloomberg Business Flash. Let's go back to Balance of Power with Joe Matthew and Kaylee Lines.
All right, Amy Morris, thank you so much. Here with us in Washington, where President Trump, of course, is en route back to, having just attended the NATO summit at The Hague in the Netherlands, where he held an extensive press conference earlier today, having had all NATO countries except Spain agree to increase their defense spending target to 5% of GDP, a major victory for President Trump, something that he was pushing for. But he, of course, took the time to tout another thing he sees as a victory, which is the ceasefire that, as of right now, is still holding between Israel and Iran, and what he maintains was the U.S.'s total obliteration of Iran's nuclear facilities with the weekend strikes, though, of course, he's pushing back against early intelligence reports that suggest that may not have been the case in terms of total obliteration. But let's listen to the words from President Trump himself as to how he characterized the end, he says, of what he's describing as the 12-day war.
Now this incredible exercise of American strength has paved the way for peace with a historic ceasefire agreement late Monday, and we call it the 12-day war. Spoke to a few people. I guess that just sounded like the right name. It was a 12-day war. And we think it's over. I don't think they're going to be going back at each other. I don't think so.
We think it's over. Answering, I guess, some questions about what appeared to be the fragility of this ceasefire. Bloomberg's Tyler Kendall, Washington correspondent, has been following along with the president's travels and joins us now here in studio. It is 100 degrees on the north lawn of the White House, Tyler. I'm glad you could be with us here. Speak to the fragility of this ceasefire, or not, knowing that apparently we have talks scheduled with Iran next week.
Right. So as you heard, President Trump, he said that he thinks that the war is over, but we have to keep in mind both sides haven't signed any sort of long-term negotiated agreement here. And that's going to be one of the things that we're watching for going forward if there is going to be some sort of sustained agreement. Now, President Trump did say that the U.S. will have talks with Iran next week, but we do not know who will be involved in those talks, and we didn't get any details about whether or not those are going to be direct or indirect talks. But I pulled one of his quotes. He said, "I don't care if we have an agreement or not. What we want is no nuclear." So if we take the president's argument that these strikes did enough to deter Iran's nuclear program, he is suggesting that
you're going lower. I'm surprised the long end hasn't moved, but now
the spoken
you got a little bit of a catalyst playing in here as you're going lower.
The objective at the end of those talks is not some kind of agreement. If
Especially since we were bombing them 4 days ago.
Unnecessary. Yeah, we have a lot of questions about that, Tyler. But of course, we weren't expecting that it was the Middle East that was going to feature as a top priority item on the president's trip to the Netherlands for this NATO summit. You would have thought there would be much more about Russia and Ukraine and NATO as an alliance and defense spending, though we did hear about that today as well.
Right. Well, President Trump really did try to tout this visit as a win because he did get that pledge of 5% GDP from these NATO allies, except, of course, as you had mentioned, Spain does seem to be the outlier here, though in a statement afterwards, they did try to downplay President Trump's comments against them. We should say this 5% total, 3.5% is core defense. That's what we traditionally think of when it comes to defense spending. But perhaps there might be a little bit of leeway here because it does account for about 1.5% in additional investments, whether or not that would be infrastructure or something like cybersecurity. And I spoke with this with Joe at last hour on this program, but it's pretty remarkable because our analysts at Bloomberg Economics have already crunched the numbers. We have to keep in mind that this pledge comes at a time when a lot of European countries are already grappling with some pretty high levels of public debt, and they found that in order to finance this, the spending would add $4.6 trillion to debt piles in the next 10 years. So that's sort of the economic backdrop to what President Trump really is touting as a win here, because he has long called for these countries to boost their defense spending.
Fascinating. President's on the way back. What's he doing when he gets home? Is it all about the big, beautiful bill? Does he make a visit to the Hill this week?
I think that could be in the pipeline. We know that the Treasury Secretary was on the Hill yesterday. He was meeting with the so-called Salt Caucus today because at the moment, as you both know, the Senate bill doesn't have enough votes to pass that chamber, and they have to get it done maybe by this weekend in order for it to be kicked back to the House and on the president's desk by next Friday.
All right, Bloomberg's Tyler Kendall, Washington correspondent, here with us in our D.C. studio. Thank you so much. And as we consider the prospects for that one big, beautiful bill, the president's legislative agenda, we go live now to Capitol Hill, where Republican Congressman Brian Stile of Wisconsin is joining us. He's chair of the House Administration Committee, also sits on the Financial Services Committee, where he's the chair of the subcommittee on digital assets. Congressman, welcome back to Bloomberg TV and radio. I'm sure you and your colleagues are trying your best to keep up with how this is proceeding in the Senate, which seems to be not as quickly as everyone had initially hoped. Are you expecting that you're going to have to forfeit your July 4th holiday?
Near the low. Wait till NASDAQ
I'd like
goes
to
red.
keep us in town until we get the task done. I think all of us want to see the one big, beautiful bill signed into law by President Trump by July 4th. But the reason for that is we need to really get the U.S. economy growing again. How do we do that? Making these tax cuts that were originally put into place in 2017 permanent, making the energy reforms that are in the bill into law, and making sure we continue to build on the success of securing the U.S.-Mexico border. And so it's positive news. The Senate is moving forward. The Senate's a little slow, but the Senate's making progress. It puts us in a position to get...
Thanks, Brian. Donia, how you living, baby? How are you living? Are you living good? I hope you are. So, Chattadonia, I'm glad that you are here. I hope your day is blessed. I was going to get better. I hope you say that out loud. We'll talk about it. But it's Philo now. So, very simple. You all decided to be here. And if you want me to prove that point, I will charge you for it, okay? So I'm glad that more of you can listen to this. I do really hope it increases the opportunities for people to be happy and to be excited and to get on the right path, bro, and execute and do good things. So I think those are all wonderful things. So amen. But it's very simple. You're not going to get something out of this channel if you don't want to be here. Ask anybody. But you know that? I believe it. I got people that say, you don't know anything. I hate this shit. But yeah, bro, listen, if that's what you believe, you're right. I'm not disagreeing with you. If you don't value what we got here, you're not going to get anything out of it. And ironically enough, the people who are like, wow, this is a great place, I think this is going to change my life, they have changed their lives. So it's up to you, man. You're going to get what you want out of it, but you have decided to be here. And one of the best ways to become rich and be successful and live a good, peaceful life, bro, is be where you want to be. Don't do stuff you don't want to do. I wouldn't wish that upon my greatest enemy, for them to have to live and do something they don't want to do. So if you want to be here, make the most of it. And it's very simple how it's going to operate. I'm going to talk about life. I got some things I want to share with you. If you want to be involved, be involved. We're not here to debate, have questions. I'm here to share something with you, and that's pretty much it. Otherwise, if you don't want to be involved, focus on the stock market. All you should be posting is stocks. If there's anything breaking, we will stop what we're doing and we'll get to it. Otherwise, if it's not breaking, we'll get to it afterwards. We'll have a little bit of off topic after this, and then we're good to go, baby. So there's good workflow. You guys have a news wire. If I miss anything, you'll be able to follow it up. So the whole point is everybody should get what they want. If you want money, you want work, focus on that. Don't be pulled and tempted to get into a weird argument you don't even care about. And vice versa. If right now you do care about Philo and you view this as a good opportunity, you want to take a little bit side break from the day and lock into something else, then do it, and you will still be in the neighborhood of everything going on. So let's get it, baby. And honestly, bro, like I said, I hope all of y'all doing good. And I'll start with that, bro, what I just told you. Don't forget, man, I hope you guys, I'm putting the mornings free. I'm doing the Philo. I'm allowing you guys in here. But, I know, YouTube just freed us, bro. And good things have been happening, and I love it. But don't forget, okay? You know what I'm saying? Please, stop. Don't get comfortable. Don't get cute. I'm not, again, I got love for y'all. And some of y'all, I'm not here to fuck around with your future or anybody's future, especially when you see the shit we're doing. If you can't value it, God bless you. But if you understand the value, it's too real to be fucking around right now, okay? And why do I say that? Because I'm telling you, let me remind you, don't let having more things rob you of what you have right now. And I'm telling you this because I'm saying, your time here every day, if you don't value it, it's going to be valuableless. It's going to have no value. It'll be worthless. You understand? You value your time right now. You value what you're doing. You value the investing. We're going to make the most of it. But you think you get what I'm saying? That don't forget that flippant attitude. No one's going to, the world ain't going to answer to complainers. No one likes that shit. You get what I'm saying? Go. There's no need to complain. Change your life and go where you want to be so you stop complaining. Again, you need to be where you take it seriously. Don't let the area you're in, don't let me take it more seriously than you. And y'all will even see me joke around. So think about that. But this is where I just hope, don't let all the positive, peaceful, yeah, woo, life's good, whoa, free the chat. No, bro, just don't forget, though. That's the problem, because that's the thing I liked about it. You know what I'm saying? Is that I really got to see those of you who valued it. I'm telling you, the student who enjoys his work, bro. The student who shows up and does it because they're enjoying it and they want to be there and they think it's valuable, they're gonna be prepared. They're gonna be prepared, and they're gonna work less because they were prepared. Versus the one, if you don't care and you're not there and you don't take it seriously until the last minute, my brother, it's just, you might need to find another place. So whether there's a Philo wall or not, dog, the truth remains. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not here to sugarcoat it. I've never tried to. And I've never, again, I love y'all. This is the beauty of this community. Look at how they have already supported me, bro. And they support me because I don't have to lie to you. And I don't have to fucking make it sound a certain way to get some action, to get some activity. No, bro. It's just like, this is what it is. All right? And we're going to talk about a lot of real things today. So I hope you're ready for it. But like I'm telling you, man, just be where you want to be. Okay? Make no mistake. Be where you want to be. Nvidia's about to hit a 52-week high, bro. Get ready. That's why I said it's really running. What the fuck? Bro, it's glitching. Yeah, it's lagging. It printed 50 cents higher. All-time highs. And there you have it. Yeah, there you go. It lagged for a second, but that printed. That's what I said. I was like, no way. Everyone's so quiet. The biggest company in the world now, right? Unless Microsoft's still bigger. Crazy. That's happening right now. I guess I got my eyes on that prize. Yes, yeah, bro. Very interesting. Yeah, we're just starting to feel on. So yeah, that was the first part. But let me give you, I got more intro. You're at the intro. All right. So here's the deal. Are you ready? There's a lot we could talk about, but I want to talk about talking. Dude, I heard this the other day, and it kind of blew my mind. It sounded kind of dumb at first, but I was like, I guess it's kind of true. But Chad, do you realize that when you talk, like say something out loud, like God is good, good things are gonna happen, you have a future. I know, I hate to be hella corny with you, but you should all say it out loud. You should be like, I have a future. And you should say it. You know why? I heard someone say this. I tripped out. When you talk, your brain vibrates. So think about it. When you listen, only your eardrums vibrate. When you think, nothing really vibrates. And I believe in the power of thought very, very heavily. But yeah, bro. When you actually talk, the physical connection from all your others, you're vibrating, bro. You're moving. Your head, I trip me out. I'm like, damn, my head is vibrating all day then. From all the amount I talk, bro. So think about it, bro. It's one thing to think about it, and you should always, I think your mind comes first, and you should really lock that down. But remember, bro, the power of your voice and what you have and what you say, don't ever forget it, okay, Chad? I think that's a good reminder. And let me give you the other reminder. This is the other part. I heard this was a hot take. I heard, and people got mad at it, but I agreed with it. I heard this guy talking about how it was a hot take, and he said simply, very simply, that if you aren't really in touch with God, you're gonna lack discernment. That's it. There's no other way around it. And especially, you go ask the people, even if then, why, if you've been lacking discernment, have you really been locked in? Everybody wants discernment, but if you keep going on the wayside path, stop being surprised if you're lacking the discernment. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. And let me give you the analogy, because this is how I thought about it, is that the more you walk on the wayside, the less discernment you're going to have. There's Paramount News right there. Do you guys see that? Mediator has proposed President Trump settles for $20 million, offering more than $15 million. It's the defamation shit against Trump. It is. I think God provides and God chooses who he gives the discernment to, and everybody is different and has gifts. But I could see it. It's very simple, man. The more you walk on the wayside, you're going to have less discernment. Why? Because you're going to forget what the path looks like. I think it's very simple. The more you're off of the path, how are you going to discern what is a trail? You know what I'm saying? Finding the trail requires discernment. That's what I was doing. I was walking the property the other day, and they're showing me all these places around the acreage, right? And there's these trails. I said, how do you know it's a trail? And he said, we made it. And he's like, look, you could see how the path forms. And I'm like, oh, it just hasn't been maintained in a while. So that's the whole point. You need to find you need discernment. You need to be able to look at the ground and path and be like, oh, wait, no, that path is being walked on. That's like, look, you see how it's forming and you see how it has a direction. But the longer you stay off, you don't know what a path is, the longer you stay off the path, the less you're going to make that connection. Yeah, now apply it everywhere. So I'll say that, and then I guess we'll get into it, man. You know, there's one more, but Israel-Hamas mediators would soon meet in Egypt. Israeli chief says Iranian program has absorbed a hard blow sent them years back. So think about it. I want to get into it. I'll give you one more. It does relate to what we're going to talk about. I think it even relates even to the discernment. But I've even heard this with a lot of things. And I know, bro, you live in a very confusing world at times. And that's what we are going to talk about today, bro. Like, for real. I even put it on a tweet yesterday, man. Bro, bless any of you who have like actually found truth, valued it, lived in it. God bless you. You have no idea. Good for you. And may you realize what you have already seen is a blessing. You know what I'm saying, bro? And for real, those of you who have worked and added to clarity and who have helped people in that sense and versus adding to the confusion, God bless you, bro. You have good things coming your way. And I pray for it too, but that's just virtuously and objectively good. And I say it because, dude, it's a confusing place. And that's what I'm going to tell you, man, okay? Just very simple. The enemy is clever, but he is not correct. Okay? That's all. I want you to realize the many strongholds in your mind, in the world, things holding you back or you're letting holding you back. I hope you realize they are clever, but they're just incorrect. Many strongholds are just clever answers or clever questions. Do you realize that? No, for real. Every time you get in a Philo, it'll be really right in front of you. That's why I'm saying bless those who do take away from the confusion. And those of you adding to it, turn back now. Because y'all playing a game where, like I'm saying, bro, it's so clever. Like, do you not see how clever everything? Like, again, I don't deny it. I don't deny some things. I'm like, wow, maybe it should make you think. Maybe, wow, what if it is this? What if it is that? Oh, what? You're right. It's clever. I know cleverness. I like cleverness. We all like it, right? Everybody, you admire cleverness till it's used against you. So think about it. Is this stronghold what you're telling me? Is it really like this justification, this opposition you have? Is it correct or is it just clever? Okay? Very simple. Because like I'm telling you, you could tell me a lot and you could say a lot about me, and I've seen them be very clever from reporting me to focusing on this and that, but at the end of the day, tell me what's correct. That's all. What's the truth? You may be clever in how you frame the truth, but the truth is still the truth. Like I'm telling you, some of you may believe things and it may cleverly, I could see where you could see that as the truth. But it's your job to really determine what's correct. And I need you to remember what is correct. And if you lose sight of what's correct and fall for what's clever, you're going to fall for these traps and spirals. Imagine, that's what happens. Why do you think it's a spiral? Because it's not right. You're just following a clever loop that doesn't end with the floor. It doesn't end anywhere. So, that, my friend, leads into what I want to talk about today. I already said it earlier because it came up. And it is, but this is a good topic, man. It's a beautiful one. Today's Philo is about getting rid of the mystique. Take away the mystique. Do you know what that means? I really want you to think about this. Commerce has informed enterprise products and energy transfer. They may load ethane shipments for China, but cannot unload them at China ports without authorization. And then Trump limits classified info with Congress following Iran assessment leak. Remove the mystery. Amen. That's exactly what it is. We need to talk about the mystique. Bro, the mystery, the mystique is getting you in trouble. Bro, the mystique is the devil. I hope you realize it. This is why I'm saying, bro, anybody adding to mystery, adding to confusion, I need you to realize how dark that behavior is. Are you a child of the light or are you a child of the darkness? My brother, how does the darkness operate? In the shadows. Right? Come on, bro. You don't get it? You don't get nature by human nature? We get off on doing things secretly? You haven't realized that? Y'all like talking shit about your friends in secret. No? Some of you, this is why you gatekeep, because you like to feel like you're pulling the strings. You it says it. It says it in the Bible. It says bread eaten in secret is a little sweeter. You know that, right? From the beginning of time of human nature, there's something about this secret power doing things in mystery. We love it. It's more exciting. You do something secretly, it gives you adrenaline. No? Some of you, that's why you like doing drugs, because someone told you not to. You like getting off on that. You don't realize it yet. We all like it. That's why I'm saying it. You think I'm judging you? I'm judging humanity. What are you saying? It's all of us. That's why the little gossip, the little rumors, you go down the whole list, bro. Everything you think about, the moment there is something about mystery and the secretiveness and its darkness. You don't see it? It's literally the adjectives of the devil. The shadowy, it's so you get what I'm saying, in secret, in private. A little bread in secret. Oh, bro, do you see? Again, it's crazy. It really, do you know the Bible is a sex scene? It starts with the sex scene, Adam and Eve, and it begins with Adam and Eve. And then he even says Adam is going to take his wife and do all that. And it says we're going to go. He said, let man be with man and join to his wife. Yeah, it's a sex scene, bro. You knew what he was going to do. It wasn't weird. They ate the apple. They started having to cover themselves. Mystery. And then now sex became mystified and weird. It's not weird. It's natural. Go down the list. Mystery. Mystique. So that's what we need to talk about today, Chad. I don't know if it'll make you uncomfortable. It's not all about saying about sex. Sex is one of those things. But I said it today with cigarettes. I said it again, some of these things, for you guys, we got to talk about gambling. But you need to remove the mystique in your life if it is causing you to fall. Again, are you a child of the light or a child of the darkness? I need you to ask yourself that. You believe what I believe. You believe everything will come to light. Everything done in secret will come to light. The whole point of the light is that it will be revealed. The truth will be revealed. Your God will be revealed. Do you understand? So, this idea of mystery and the pleasure in mystery, it gets us into trouble. This is what you got to realize. You need to you still have your will. Do you get what I'm saying? Bro, you have your will. That's not ever going to change. You could do whatever you want. Yes, I will to do this. I want to do this. But you still could remove the mystique. Do you get what I'm saying? So I'm going to give you a very easy answer or example. Are you ready? Gambling and options trading. My brother, it's very simple. You can make a fuck ton of money in options. Most of you are going to hit your first couple of options really big, and then you are going to lose it all. Or if you go into options, you can make a lot of money and it's relatively easy to make quick amounts, but then you're going to get overwhelmed, put too much money, and then you're going to lose all of your money. Let's go. There's no mystery. Do you get what I'm saying? As I try to share it with you guys with investing and even options, it's very simple. I would love to share with you guys everything that I know. I have no problem with that for free. That's fine with me. But you want to be wise, you want to mature. That's what I'm saying. Even in let's live in the light. It's very simple. I need you to be aware of this stuff. I'm not trying to give you a mystery around, ooh, this is going to change your life. The long-term will. And it's not a mystery. It's obvious. It's in front of you. Done live every single day, little by little. But I need you to realize, do you see what I'm saying? You have the will. I would love to show you education, options, and other things, but I don't want it to be mystique and mystery and shadowy and, oh, do this. Oh, yeah, that's why you don't think about it. Imagine all these pumpers, all these other channels. You don't think it's weird? They're like diddying you and pulling you to the side and try, oh yeah, look, I'll share with you this info. Or private, yeah, this, come here. Oh yeah, look, don't listen to that. Yeah, you can make way. It's all mystery. It's all mystique. My brother, take that away and make a good decision. You see what I'm saying? You still have your will. But those of you adding mystique, that's wrong, and flee from it. You want to do, that's like, again, we shouldn't be afraid of things. This is where we make our mistakes. We let the world make this stuff mysterious, and then we're too scared to talk about it, look it in the eye, find a way, whether it's sex, gambling, stocks, money, you name it. You get what I'm saying? And they want it to be this mystery. No. Look it in its eye. Confront it. It's very simple. You can make money in options. It's not mysterious. Most people lose it all. Doesn't mean you're never going to do it. But that's why we say you use a budget. That's why I always said if you use 10% of your 10% and genuinely don't give in to the temptation, you're not going to lose all your money. But you need to don't fall for the mystery. Don't, what if I made this? What if I held? What if I could do this? What if I learned the secret strategy? No, that's cap. You see it. Take away the mystery. You still have your will, my brother. No one's trying to take your will. And when you actually could see clearly, you see what I'm saying? I want to give you clarity. I'm not here to tell you to run away from shit. I'm not telling you to ignore it. I want to remove the mystery so that you, with your accurate will, can pursue what you really want to. That's what we all need. That's why fuck the news and all these people. It's like, why are you guys doing this? All the mystery. For what? You still have your will, but this allure and attraction to mystery, it's messing us up. So yes, exactly, it's a forbidden fruit taboo. It's all rooted in mystery and mystique. You don't get it? Bro, mystique, this is a tool of the devil. Just mystery, it's alluring. All the time. All I'm telling you, remove the sweetness. I'm not telling you what to do, bro. I don't care what you do. But I am telling you, you want to make good decisions? You want to see clearly. Not with the noise, not with the distraction. Remove the sweetness, the sugar. The mystique makes things sweet. That's why you could do the most basic stuff, but you do it in secret. It feels exhilarating. Like, I've done options my whole life. It's not cool. Oh, I'm a traitor now. No, do you see what I'm saying? Just take out the sweetness. You're not gonna be James Bond. Just remove that. Be realistic in a good way. And at the same way, be realistic, but also believe anything is possible. But it doesn't have to be on mystique and mystery. But remove the sweetness and live in the light. That's all this is saying. Act on your will, live in it, strengthen it. But remove the mystery. The mystery is tricking you into thinking things are sweeter. It's just adding sugar, and the sugar is going to give you the diabetes. So, Chad, I love this. I love this. That's why, bro. You know what I was saying earlier? We were talking about the vapes and stuff. I'm like, bro, some of y'all, you know what you guys got to do? You guys, I've never been a parent. I don't know, but I've always been a child. I'm still a child. I'm my parents' child. Dude, do you know how much shit I got into because of mystique? You know how many things my foreign Arab-ass parents told me not to do? And they said, that's haram, it's bad. What do you think that? Ooh, I want to see it. I want to touch it. Oh, this is exciting. What's that? Ooh, how do I? Oh. That's why, bro. Some things, you just put it in the light. That's why don't let, like, sometimes with your kids, bro, stop letting the world teach them the shit you don't want to talk about them with. You get what I'm saying? Because you're keeping it mysterious. And you're letting them have mystique on things, and the devil is going to use it. Why wouldn't he? That's what happened to me. My parents created this mystique of all these things. The world taught me about them, and the world added the sweetness. I was like, ooh, what's that? Ooh. Confront it. That's what I'm saying, bro. Just look at it. That's why I say some of y'all should come home with a vape. Don't smoke it. But do you see what I'm saying? Just look, put it in your kid's hand. Be like, look, it's a toy, bro. Go ahead. You want to look it, feel it, do whatever you want. Again, you have weapons and other things, like things that are big and serious in life. Money. Don't make it feel, don't be weird about it. Take away the mystery. Do you get what I'm saying? The long term, all of it. That's what you say. You want to go, you get it out in a proper set. Do it in the light. You're curious, right? I would rather you have it in the light than learn about it in the mystique, in the mystery, in the darkness. Because that's what happens. Again, anything my parents didn't teach me, bro, the world taught me with mystery. All my bad habits, all the girls, all you name it, bro. Because it was all what my parents told me not to do. And they hid it from me. And they made sure we couldn't even talk about it. Remember I told you I would get beat for a Viagra commercial. I didn't even make the commercial. I was a kid. I said, Mom, what's erectile dysfunction? I got slapped. I said, Pfizer. Oh. It's a real story, bro. So think about it. It's a mystery. And what do you think? I'm like, what? You grow up hella conservative. They won't even tell you about sex. They know that's why they're all repressed and they say it's repressed. And then anything, the drugs, you name it, bro. Take away the mystery. Very simple. Go, show them. Show them what drugs are. Go, show them what a crackhead is. Say, look, you want to go see crackheads? I'll show you. Let's go. There's no mystery. You want to know what it's like? Go ahead, see it. Because if you don't show it in the light, the world is going to teach it in mystery. You need to remove the mystery, then you remove the sweetness. You remove the sweetness, you act on your will. That's it. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Big Red. Fed proposal changes to ease SLR would reduce aggregate tier 1 for global banks by 1.4%. Would replace 3% ESLR buffer for global bank subsidies. Fed Bowman changes would build resilience in Treasury and reduce market dysfunction. Powell says it's prudent for Fed to reconsider rule, given stark increase in level of relatively safe assets on bank balance sheet. Yeah, I think they're talking about like dumping assets, or banks are going to change stuff. Proposal would reduce capital requirements for depository subsidies of global banks by 27%, or $213 billion. Governor Barr Kugler opposed proposed changes. So yeah, this is off the Fed SLR vibes. Yeah, I'm not really, I can't figure out the element. I think it's because it means they could dump, and then it should be bullish for Treasury, bullish for Treasuries. I'm not really understanding it. I think that's why you're moving there. Still not too bad yet. Nasdaq's still green, dog. It does, yeah. It gets in the way of the equity. That's why I need to look into it, but I'm off top within seconds. I'm thinking bullish bonds, bad stocks. But then again, it's already a day of slow, but not really. It may not really be that much. So we'll see. Yeah, that's why. But you do got it. It's kind of a big deal. It's at least some level of change, and that's coming out now. All right. So yeah, but you heard it here first. Woo! So yeah, baby. Take away the mystique. All right, Chad? And that's why, man, I don't know what it is. Real estate, stocks, I hope the gambling, all of it, bro. Get away from the mystery. You want to learn something, learn it in the light, bro. And get this whole mystique out of the way, and you're going to make some really good decisions. Otherwise, the mystique will continue to blind you. And again, like we said, you keep walking off the path, you're going to forget what the path looks like. I'm telling you. So above all else, bro, I do believe, and I hope y'all say it and know it. I believe you are children of the light. I think we all are. So live in it, man. Live in it. And I hope you flee from anything that revolves around it. Because like I'm saying, bro, the mystery you practice is going to show up. everywhere. Just next time you see, I hope you will be aware the next time mystique is in your presence. So I'll leave it with that. I'll actually leave you with one more. I'll end it with a Marcus Aurelius quote for you, Chad. Do not forget, okay, that the enemy is not the world. It is your reaction to it. Okay? Nothing's out to get you. I think God loves you all, and I believe you all have a plan. And I think this world and God will again, you see what I'm saying, bro? There's no mystery about it. I just, again, positive, good things. Look at how we all got here, bro. Just look around. Like, seriously, bro. And I believe in good, and I hope for good, and even if it was dark outside, I'd believe in good. Amen, bro. But it's not, dude, it'll work for you. But it's not, the world is not your enemy, bro. God is not your enemy. It is your reaction to it. The world throw you something, the enemy ain't what happened, dude. It's how you react to it. Again, God, bro. I promise you, God is on your team. You see it, bro. We can't even understand political moves fucking 2 days in advance. Some of y'all ain't realize we about to get banned for no damn reason. You getting mad at me for a Philo. So what? Dude, don't stop reacting. I'm telling you, know and understand. God is in your favor. If you can't say that, you can't believe it, you still having the hesitation, I say speak it in authority. Don't, you know what I'm, stop. Just why? Believe. It's in your favor. The enemy is your reaction to it. Things are happening and I know he has a plan for good. Stop letting that be the derailment. I needed a right turn, it went left. No! It's gonna come full circle, dog. Stop playing. Stop playing with it. It's not the time to learn this again. You already know it. Oh, believe. That's one, but again, the world's not your enemy, bro. God is not your enemy. Your reaction to both of these things is. So, Chad, take that one to the bank. That is your philosophy, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you guys are subscribed. We're live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before open. Drop your thumbs up on that video. Here a moment, press hot chat, exit the chat, hit the thumbs up. Amen. Alrighty. Oh, where am I? Oh, this one. I'm down with this. Alright, good.
I said this fucking play that motherfucker!
Up in a foreign, rapping about, that shit get boring. Looking around, things more important before it go down. I'm gonna short it, mama ain't proud. I ain't a lawyer, but I tell her, I got a coat, need me a castle, I want a moat. Financials are fragile, watch them real close. The technicals lag it, that shit a joke, this shit a fact. I'm not trying to boast, I got me a straddle, played on both. I always watch candles, come get the smoke, yeah. Hey, it's the realest shit. Reminiscent, Philo 607 switching, then we dip. They said the Fed ahead of this. Investor sentiment was shit, but they only just seen a blip. They thought it'd be relief real quick. You smart, you buy where fear exists. I'm breaking it down and I'm kicking the facts. I love when they laugh when I say it'll crash. Just give me a minute, I'll take you to class. Like 2014, saw oil's first dip. Cheap energy made China and emerging markets rip. But oil had to dip cause Russia's really on some shit. They paved the way to take Ukraine and said they gonna annex it. Like, whoa, that was the first sanction. $100 barrels down to 80 started tanking. But as it got cheaper, more producers started cranking. Output kept raising, lower futures kept on trading. Same time China bubble raising. We should've known it's trailing. But nobody was caring. How could that affect us? Buy the dips effective. If money was the medicine and healing wrote prescriptions. But let's go back to Shanghai. Let's talk them central bank guys. The market's down 60, so they had to move swiftly. Devalued in a day more than they have in a whole quarter century. But nobody thought that's fishy. Okay, 3 years. Currency even weaker. EM growth even bleaker. Where it goes, they don't know, but need a leader. LTR, not talking leaders. Long-term rates is what I mean. Invert the curve and set the leader. Once it turns, they'll be believers. They see near, I saw for meters, now it's here. So now they hear it, and I don't need it. Y'all don't feel me. Y'all lucky, this my favorite. Josh Senses, call me Lil Buffett. Been a decade since I made a meal, y'all still haven't done it. Money come with problems and I love the repercussions. You an Instagrampreneur, nice piss but don't do nothing. Pull up drippin', I ain't got the time, I had to slide. You too high, remind me of the market in no fight. They like to creep a lot, I like to trade the spy. And I know they don't believe in God, but feel him in my vibe. Really rich, I pull up milli in the parking lot. They tell me that they listening, so why you think I talk a lot? I'm making money on the market, trading on phenomena. I beat the market every year, come meet me in the octagon. I'm on my Babylon, you lucky I got cameras. Get knowledge like I'm Santa Claus, got millionaires in Canada. I'm buying gold in Africa, I weigh it, I don't count it up. The factor in the tax enough, you asking me, I'ma laugh it up. It's a cold, baby.
Alright guys, listen to this blues riff and B. Watch me for the changes and try and keep up, okay?
Hello, how you doing? I'm that motherfucking guy. Had a call, I had a put. Now I'm Marty McFly. NQ/ES, get my pronouns right. If I'm throwing hands up and his finger to the sky, throw me in the fire, then I'm coming out alive. Boy, I've been here for a while. I don't need to take 5 years running. How the hell I hated, not inspired? Yeah, they headed for the Insta, but I do it for the life. Put it on my life. I don't think twice. Instinct on beast. Had to learn it to survive. If you think I'm cheap, you ain't give the right price. I would never love a lifestyle more than I love my life. Always been a boss, I don't never need a break. Always been on stars, you could put me with the grace. Big man, milk can, we could talk about the rate. Zotan to my rag, got it all in one place, all in one take. I don't want debate. Shout out to my nephew, man, he got my whole estate. Shout out to my mama, she know I'ma keep the faith. And don't forget about my girl, so pretty like her face. Why they mad at me, talking about they fallacies? My life is fantastic, yours is just a fantasy. Head trick with the assets, I ended up with equity. Ain't fucking with you fascists, the ownership is set me free. And God too, don't forget how God move. Only need a little bit, that's the way that God prove. Fuck you, you ain't feeling it. Shake the dust from my shoes, living in this silhouette. It's hard for me to act rude. I am that dude, put him in a bad mood. Only time you see me out is if I'm buying bedrooms. I don't really stress, dude. Tell me what they get you. Like I'm eating out, I'm just trying to get the chat food.
Stop acting like you know me, homie, you ain't got the vibe. Capping for reactions, cause a demon need a rise. What's a lying to a secrets? I need you to find the pride. Be careful the things you thinking, you speaking, what's inside.
Money, 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 I don't give a fuck about it. 2020, homie, already had the bag without it. Hate or love it, you ain't even know the half about me. But I take a half and double that, I keep it 100, homie. On the minor P, it sound like money make them all involved. Don't see it, but they feel it, that's what happened when the landing hard. Sleeping while we eating, I don't know who should be more apart. Money is a servant, more worthless when treated as a god. Cold.
The pro. Oh, yeah. How you feeling, bro? How are you feeling? Chadadonia. Excuse me. But yeah, man. You had that little Fed news. Fat drop back up. It's just this slow, man. I keep telling you, get ready for summer, bro. And then it's just going to pop off one day, then drop off, and then, yeah, it slows, baby. I know, man. So get ready. I hope you're used to it. S-bet. Yeah, this one's been a wild ride on that one. I feel great, bro. I'm excited. I'm tired, dude. That basketball sesh yesterday, I haven't done that in years. Oh, yeah, bro. It was a lot of fun, though. A lot of fun. I really, really, really liked it. So, yeah, and I got some stuff sent on the property that I need to look at. But yeah, if you guys have any off topics, now would be a good time. Can I help you with an LLC question? I can try to the best of my ability. I could definitely give you an effort. Otherwise, but most of them, make sure you have a tax professional, and there is people who are much more versed at this topic, and they will be ready to, you could hire them and they could help you a lot more efficiently, but I could always give you some ideas. That one was Marty McFly by Uncle Answers. Robotics and chip makers, biggest opportunity after AI. HEAS. I don't do good with what are they called? What do they call those? Acronyms, I think. So yeah. It could be high entropy alloy, home equity agreement, Harvard East Asia Society. Home equity agreements, so like they're gonna sell their home and someone like pays them back. So all depends, but it just all depends on the terms of the deal. But I don't really do those too much. We do subject tos, we've done other seller financing and stuff like that, but just depends. 185, what's this? Prediction, it hit 2 billion valuation and new funding round. Charles Schwab, nice. That doesn't sound too experienced or inexperienced. Did you work at a bank? Otherwise, you should talk to Usha. Because I don't know what they're gonna, I think you gotta make an impression, and they're not looking for Wall Street people, but you just gotta kind of have a general base and knowledge of all of it, and some other skills. But I say Usha because again, she was watching the stream back in the day, and then she got into banking, and then she applied for JP Morgan Chase, and then she ended up getting that job and moving her way up through there. So yeah, so I think she could kind of help you with that. But I think be yourself. You could let them know you've been investing, but just answer their questions, kind of give them a let them know a little bit. You could let that be shown through the responses to questions, add context. But yeah, other than that though, I wouldn't, if they're already willing to interview you, I wouldn't overthink it. A development in Tennessee. I will take a look after the bell. What are you trying to do with it? Google releases Gemini CLI with free 2.5 Pro. Woo. Titled Jasper. Well, I'm gonna look after the bell, so it's good. But if you give me the rundown of what you are you trying to build it yourself and just want advice or what? You've been sending a lot. You just got to get off markets. I think you got the motivation, and I think you're hungry, and it's good. You're emailing a lot of them. You just got to get the off markets. So you're still doing the call the people on that's listed, and you can still get deals through that, but you want to make sure you get more targeted. That's why. So if it works out, if we get you some leads, that'd be great. But yeah, that's what you want. That is what you want. God bless. Amen. It's gonna be good. I like it. I like the banking jobs. I don't know if I told you that before, but banking is that's always a great stepping stone, and I always say, it's a great entry to Wall Street, real estate, anything. And then you'll learn a lot. It's not like traditional banking like Schwab, but still gonna offer a ton of experience, and it's a good job. Humble as Uncle answers. They want to get access to the home equity to do something. You get a % of equity without needing to pay monthly. Yeah, exactly. And then they get some on the back end. So it just depends. But why would your parents want to give up equity in the back end to avoid the monthly payment? Usually because they're going to pay for it no matter what. But then you got to think about it. If they get a % of the home sale, they could end up paying more for that loan. You borrow $100K, and then that 5-10% of the equity ends up ballooning in the back end. You may end up paying $300,000 for that loan. So I don't know the numbers. I don't know what you guys are trying to do, but it is that's a very uncommon agreement. People don't do those too often. home equity agreements like that. Like I said, I'm not even too familiar with them. It's not too common. We do stuff like that when we flip houses and we cut in the person and we're like, we provide the work, we'll do this. But you have to really think about your goals, what you guys are trying to accomplish. Oh shit. And if it actually makes sense. I just moved this air freshener and it spilled. Angie and Menno on the line. Oh, I didn't wash my hands now. Please hold. Can we get some propaganda? No propaganda. No wait, propaganda. You'll be starting at Merrill Lynch. Let's go, baby. Only thing, they might just limit you on holding stock. So you guys are going to learn that real soon. Welcome to compliance.
Now we've got
I'll be
some
right back.
small moves for the most part to the downside.
Yeah, some of the breath being taken out of this rally, but Nvidia still hitting its first intraday high going all the way back to January. So notch one for big tech there. S&P 500 still hovering around all-time highs, Carol. It's kind of like the April 2nd Liberation Day, or so-called Liberation Day. That never happened.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing. All right, a lot going on, though. We are going to get in, of course, into the markets in just a moment, but we are going to talk a little bit more about Jay Powell, day two, anything new. Yep, a rhyme. Poet, didn't know it. There you have it. We'll see what Michael McKee has to say. Hey, plus we're going to get into the reality of Iran's nuclear capabilities and that pile of uranium. It's all about that. What do we really know about the impact on Iran's capabilities? We're going to get into that in just a moment.
Also, a possible tie-up between two energy giants, and Wall Street decries what's being called, quote, hot commie summer after the surprise Democratic primary outcome for the New York City mayoral election.
We're also going to get to a most read story in the Bloomberg that involves AK-47s. You know you're going to want to hear about that one. All right, right now, let's get a check on the trading day. We are off our best levels of the session. For the latest, here's Amy Morrison for Charlie Pellet.
All right, thank you, Carol. The Federal Reserve plans to roll back the enhanced supplementary leverage ratio. That applies to the largest U.S. banks to reduce their capital requirement from 5% to 3.5% to 4.5%, and from 6% to 3.5% to 4.5% for their banking subsidiaries. We do check markets for you all day long at Bloomberg. The S&P 500 is now down 7 points. NASDAQ is up 17 points. The Dow is down 185 points. The 10-year Treasury yield at 4.31%, the 2-year yield at 3.79%. Nvidia shares rose to an all-time high, extending an advance, cementing its position as one of the most valuable companies in the world. This is only the latest milestone for Nvidia. It has risen 63 off an April low, a rally that added more than $1.4 trillion to its market capitalization. Shares of Nvidia now 3.8% higher.
Cuckoo,
BlackBerry shares 15% higher. After
even this morning, bro, I was listening, and somebody on the terminal sent them hate mail, and they read it on live, and I was just laughing, and they're like, we don't know what to talk about. So yeah, bro, good. The tide is turning. Okay, we demand real media. Okay, what happened to the fourth estate? Y'all corporate shills. Stupid. All right, I'm back. I had to wash my hand. I gotta go right after the bell too, you guys. I have to go to this fucking Pilates thing. I gotta go get swole. So if I'm too dead, I'm not gonna do a watch list. So sorry. And then what's today? Wednesday, Thursday? They sent me one inspection report, but it's their inspection, not mine. I have to send my guy. He said new water heater. Appears serviceable. Patio cover. I can't hoop today. Today's leg day or Pilates day. I can't believe I'm a ball though, man. I'm doing it, you guys, and you guys should do it. You know that because homeboy was like, man, you got me to ball the other day, bro. It was so fun. You know that, bro. I felt very amazing. I was tired. I was dead. It did not feel good, physically after the exhaustion. But dude, it was so fun. You know that, man? I'm entering my old guy playing basketball phase. You know, and I'm doing it, bro. And I love it. And like, dude, these guys are all old too, and they're balling, bro. We're all just living life. You know that? We're all just living life, bro. It's amazing. So, yeah, I don't know. 5v5, I know we might, once we get the basketball court up, I'm down. But that's it. There's a gym close by. I think, like, you still have to, like, drive because it's all in the middle of nowhere. But, yeah, we could go to the gym together, though, in the meantime. No, bro, but it's just, like, fun. I don't know, like, it's good exercise. I haven't ran like that in a very long time. But then it's like, dude, it was just fun. I don't know, and it's just like, it was enjoyable, bro. Just sports and moving around. And if you liked, I don't know, if you played baseball as a kid, go play baseball. If you played soccer as a kid, go play some soccer. For like old man physical activity. I'm not saying, like, you know, that's why it's incorporated into your workout routine. And I think it's the best decision I've made this year for my workouts. I thought it was eating good, which was pretty good, but now I'm starting to, like, I'm getting hyped, bro. I need to buy basketball shoes now. I don't own a pair of basketball shoes. I only have Yeezys. I don't know the last time I ever bought, like, pro models or something, bro. Like, so yeah, I need some b-ball shoes. Play hockey is dope, bro. I love it. You play ice hockey, right? Or are you doing roller? Or like street hockey? I got some icy hot, bro. Come on. East Habibi. Icy hot, we use a tiger bomb. Tiger bomb. Boom. Not a icy hot. You American icy hot. Red, blue. No, tiger bomb. Very good, muscle, relax. Very good, bro. Well, I'm not going to check my email till after the bell, friends. So if you want me to talk about it now, you got to tell me now in the chat. Otherwise, you could wait on the emails. I love Tiger Bomb. I like love it and hate it because it like it's good, but like it's really uncomfortable. But then it's really comfortable. It all just depends on the day. You know what I'm saying? It's pain, but it's good pain. Add Lowe's to the long term. That could be a good one. I mean, I think they're a little bit lower than Home Depot, but I like the company a lot. I like the industry. You're down on the year. You're down for a couple of years. I know they've had some bad trends, but yeah, this could be a good one to consider, to be honest. You know, it's definitely not the best price, and I still think, you know, it's crazy that Lowe's was like a $80, $100 stock before 2020, you know? But I think it's better than most, but at the same time, you know, there is deeper, like I like Pepsi a lot more than that. You know, I think food and consumer, but then again, like Lowe's isn't bad. That does not look, it doesn't scare me as much. You guys have called out some good ones today. You know, you guys have brought in me good brands. You guys notice that? So like a lot of the long-term questions you guys asked me today, thank God I banned everybody else because you guys have you guys have all brought up names today. This, Diago, and there was one more, even like CRISPR. They're all down on the year. They're all down on the multi-year, but then they're all like good, like decent names or like at least compelling industries. I think CRISPR probably was the worst one, but I like, you know, Doggo. That one was a good one when you guys brought that up, or Dow, whatever it was, and then Lowe's. You know, I think so. Those at least, again, you're meeting criteria. They just have a little bit more. You have some better relative value in the market, but I think you're checking a lot of boxes with Lowe's. At the very least, you know, mix this in now with like good positioning, averaging down, you know. At least you're not buying at the highest price. You know what I'm saying? You're not buying high on the year. You're actually going back in time. Pays a little bit of a divvy, I'm pretty sure. So you're getting some things. And like, yeah, there's going to be risk like any investment, but at least you're checking a lot of boxes now. And it's Lowe's, Home Depot. I mean, that's it. AI or not, you're gonna have this shit in the next 10 years. You prefer Lowe's to Home Depot? Home Depot feels ghetto? Get out of here, bro. What are you saying? You're crazy, bro. Home Depot's the OG, bro. I grew up going to Home Depot. Home Depot is it. I don't even know, was Home Depot came before Lowe's, right? Because I don't think I went to a Lowe's for a long time, bro. Home Depot is it, dog. I wish Home Depot was priced like Lowe's, bro. Yeah, Home Depot, infidel. This fucking infidel, bro. He said it's ghetto. It's Home Depot. Yeah, nah, bro. Every smell of Home Depot is even iconic, bro. I know. I love it. I love it. Lowe's feels better. You just are young. You guys are a millennium. I could sell you $100,000 Hyundai if I put LED lights in it. You know that? I gave you interior fucking ambient lighting. You guys are like, wow, this doesn't feel ghetto at all. Yeah, that's it. Lowe's is just pretty, bro. That's it, man. That's it. Y'all crazy, bro. Y'all just like it because it's pretty. You know that? Y'all just like the pretty shit. That sweetness. It's crazy. Because Lowe's isn't bad. I'm not hating on Lowe's, but I have a lot of respect for Home Depot, if you couldn't tell. I love Home Depot, bro. Home Depot, you live at Home Depot, dude. Are you kidding me? Home Depot's a great place. And it's not, I've never thought of Home Depot as ghetto. I've always thought of Home Depot as Home Depot. You know what I'm saying? Anywhere. Home Depot in the ghetto or in the nice neighborhoods is Home Depot. It doesn't matter where you go, it's Home Depot. That's why it's amazing. I think Home Depot is like Costco, bro. Home Depot, honestly, we should give it a lot more credit. But yeah. So I don't know. When was Lowe's founded? Let me check. But I like both of them. Yeah. I like both of them. Either way, I don't think. I better put some respect on Home Depot. Oh shit. No, Lowe's IPO'd in 1972. Bro, what? Dude, Home Depot IPO'd in 1981. Home Depot was founded in 1978. Bro, what? What? Dude, we're idiots. Holy fuck. Bro. Lowe's was founded in 1946? My whole thesis just trashed, I know. But like, in my mind, it's the OG, but it's genuinely not. Bro, what? This can't be real. My mind is shattered right now. Are you kidding me? Bro, Lowe's was founded in 1946. Home Depot was like 1978. What? What? Dude. Hey, this is the place where they have a highway place. No, something like that. Can I reject this idea? Yeah, I don't know. Holy fuck. That's crazy. Dude, I'm shocked. HD is in Georgia? Yeah, you're not, nationalism ain't gonna get us out of this one, bro. I love Georgia, but what the fuck? How is Lowe's 30 years older? Dude, what the hell? Just my whole reality on home improvement has been shaken. Dude, I don't even know what I believe anymore. Are you serious? Well, yeah, well, I guess that makes Lowe's a little bit better, no? A little worse? I'm shocked. Lowe's, bro. But yeah, like I said, there's a very high price, but better than not in the short run. Tractor Supply, I mean, it'll be good, but I do like to invest in things I use, and just sadly, unfortunately, I've never used a tractor in my life. I've sat on one, but I've never got to operate any heavy machinery. They don't trust me. Dude, I'm in disbelief still. It's amazing. I can't believe it. Lowe's is 30 years older. I don't have the bland yet, you guys. I'm just so used to just random shit coming up, so I know we're excited, you guys, but we might not get the house. So I might as well caution you now. You know? What is this? There's an open Fed meeting right now? What? Yo, there's a Fed open meeting right now. The fuck? Should listen to it. Nothing else has happened. This is Phil Jefferson right now. Not to be confused with the coach of the Lakers. That's Phil Jackson.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for the question. So yes, the specific proposed approach and the accompanying rule text in the proposal is to recalibrate the enhanced supplementary.
Well, we might not get the compound, you guys. I've already teased it for 5 years and nothing happened. So, you know, just to combat expectations, we'll side with the haters on this one. You never know. You never know. But I will tell you this, you guys. Listen to me. Listen right now. Okay? If we do it, we should make it really fucking awesome. Do you understand? Like, do you understand how sick this is gonna be? Like, both sick as in cool, and then, like, sick in the head. Because I'm legit, like, that's why I said, just wait, don't get too excited. But if we can pull this off, I'll give you a green light one day. And I'll show it to you, and you'll see it. And I would love for you to all bring your ideas, and we'll just have fun. So, yeah, that's why. But, so there's both good and bad. I want it to be good, so I'm not going to rush anything. Although I like this one a lot, I'm still ready to abandon it. So I hope you are too. You guys were ready to say no to the first couple ones, so that was good. But yeah, so same thing here, you know. I'm ready to not buy it. So if anything happens, MNMD. Yeah, MindMed. House approves requiring VA to prepare for integration of psychedelic therapies. Oil dumping? Yeah, why? Russia news, oil. Let's see EU Mars ship. Aquila and nuclear. Yeah, and then you got the mind. So watch MindMed and then watch oil. I mean, both of them are still kind of early. A middle school sold in your city for $500,000. Damn, that'd be cool. I mean, we could still just pivot now and buy the bunker if you guys really want. So if you, I don't know, remember that bunker in Washington? It's cheaper than this property. So. Alright, well, let's go to the Fed. This is crazy.
Proposal does not
This is where they were coming up with that other
change
stuff.
The GSIB's overall capital requirements and overall resilience.
House
in the
allowing
system
VA
is,
doctors to recommend
would not
medical
change.
cannabis to veterans.
GSIBs would continue holding tier 1 capital requirements, for example.
The bunker in Washington,
yeah,
it went viral like a week ago. We brought it up.
Tier 1 capital requirement plus a stress capital buffer that is at least 2.5%, in addition to a GSIB surcharge that is significantly higher than the enhanced supplementary leverage ratio standard that we're discussing today. As a result, and due to the holding company requirements, there are no material amounts of capital that can be distributed to shareholders as a result of this proposal. Under the proposal, the depository institution requirements do change, they do go down, and what this doesn't mean is that this is going to allow more capital distributions. But what this
Russia
means
is
is
open to
that the
supporting
GSIB
new oil
would,
output
have
increase.
more flexibility to allocate capital efficiently across
That's what it was.
subsidiaries, which, as a result of this proposal, would have now less disincentives, less regulatory disincentives to engage in low risk, low return activities such as U.S. Treasuries, which can support the U.S. economy.
So they said at July 6th.
Note that the depository institution requirements remain robust. They are, since the great financial crisis, the capital requirements and the quality of these requirements has been strengthened. Today, what we are basically doing is returning the enhanced supplementary leverage ratio to its intended role of being a backstop and not a binding constraint. And we believe that this achieves our goal of reducing regulatory disincentives for GSIBs to engage in low risk and low return activities like U.S. Treasury intermediation.
Thank you. Governor Waller, please.
Thank you, Chair Powell. I have no questions. Thank you.
So quiet.
Thank you. Governor Cook, please.
Thank you, Chair Powell. Staff have said that reducing the SLR requirements will reduce the extent to which they are a binding constraint and support U.S. Treasury market functioning. What is the empirical evidence that
There's
shows
plenty
that
of room for the Fed to lower rates right now. But dude, that's crazy. If OPEC cuts oil or increases supply, dude, on the day we get the spending bill, that's crazy. Hear me out. What if oil goes to 40 or low 50s right as you get a giant spending bill?
Shows that firms, broker-dealers whose holding companies have lower SLRs, supplementary leverage ratios, they are more reluctant to engage in U.S. Treasury market intermediation and participate in the U.S. Treasury market in general. The second strand shows those empirical studies in the second strand of the empirical literature indicate that broker-dealers that face balance sheet constraints for broker-dealers, I apologize. Broker-dealer balance sheet constraints have a negative impact on market liquidity of the U.S. Treasury market. The proposal would alleviate such potential constraints by creating capacity for lower risk activities, as well as removing the unintended disincentives for broker-dealers to participate to engage in market intermediation, including U.S. Treasury market intermediation. This would apply also under stress circumstances.
Thank you. Governor Barr?
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and greetings to everybody from the Omaha branch of the 10th District. Thanks to the staff for their excellent work and presentation. I have three short questions. The first question is just I want to make sure I understand the facts of the proposal, particularly as it relates to capital reductions. Is it correct that you estimate the proposal would reduce GSIB depository institution Tier 1 capital requirements by 27%, or $210 billion. Total loss absorbing capacity requirements by 5%, or $73 billion. And long-term debt requirements by 16%, or $132 billion. Do I have that math right?
They're talking about this bank thing, but I mean, today's a slow day.
Additionally, the proposal
So I thought I'd slow it down more and play a bunch of old guys.
Requirements unchanged. So the capital rule
But you guys should stretch.
Require firms to maintain capital commensurate with their risks, both at the depository institution and the holding company level. And finally, it would be important to emphasize that the holding company level requirements would only the proposal would reduce holding company requirements only, not materially. Specifically, the reduction would be less than 2% for the holding companies of GSIBs, and GSIBs would be required under the capital rule to remain a source of strength for their depository institutions.
Thank you. The second question is about estimates of firm allocation of this additional capital to Treasury market intermediation. I didn't see an estimate in the proposal on the impact of the proposal on Treasury market intermediation. There's basically a increase in the capacity to do more activities, but no measure, at least as I understand it, of an actual increase in activity. Is that correct?
That is correct. We estimate, we produced several capacity estimates. The reason that we didn't produce an estimate for quantitative estimate for by how much the actual intermediation activity would go up is twofold. One is that the proposal's main purpose is to reduce the unintended incentives, disincentives for lower risk activities, and just
you're gonna come down.
create
Still doing another
flexibility
stretch
for holding companies to
yeah, I mean,
allocate
unless you get another crazy development, I don't think you're gonna move much, man. You can still move down, lower. Don't ask me why it's dumping unless we're down 3%.
To incentivize U.S. Treasury market intermediation per se. And the other reason is that creating such projections is challenging because it depends on the particular firm and circumstances, both at the macroeconomic level, but also at the business level.
And then do you guys think I should do this? I want his beard.
Thank you
I want to
much.
shave
The
my
last
beard and
question is
just
really
keep like one little
about
patch.
The extent to which
You guys rock with it or
our
no?
existing risk-based rules.
I think I'm
cover
gonna make
or
everybody
don't
do that.
cover interest rate
So you
risk
can't go to the
of Treasury
compound without.
securities.
No, I'm kidding.
There's some partial coverage,
All
but
right,
other
hold on,
areas of risk that are not covered. So I wonder if you could just describe for us the extent to which interest rate risk is and is not covered by our risk-based rules.
Thank you, Governor Barr. So interest rate risk is partially covered within our risk-based capital rules. So for trading positions, interest rate is covered explicitly. For credit risk positions, interest rate is not covered on a position-by-position basis because it is a firm-wide risk. Our capital rules do require firms to identify and assess their risks and the amount of capital that they hold against those risks. And our supervisory activities do go in and check for how banks are holding capital against them.
But for, let's say, for the held to maturity book, is there any interest rate coverage in our capital rules?
So no, there isn't explicitly, but as indicated, banks do need to assess the risk and hold capital against that under our capital rules.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Governor Kugler, please.
Thank you very much, Chair Powell. I have one question with two parts. So the proposal indicates that the supplemental leverage ratio is intended to be a backstop. Additionally, the NPR says that the SLR exists because historical experience has demonstrated that risk-based measures alone may be insufficient to support loss absorbing capacity at banking organizations through economic cycles. According to Table 7, currently the supplemental leverage ratio for the GSIB holding companies amounts to 98% of their risk-based capital requirements. This proposal would reduce that ratio to 75%. In that light, please explain first under what circumstances, either in the macroeconomy or at a particular firm, the staff believes that the SLR should be binding. And second, please tell me under what circumstances is the SLR actually likely to become binding under the new proposal and indeed work as a backstop as it is intended to do.
Thank you, Governor Cooper. I'll take this question. A leverage capital requirement is simple and risk insensitive.
Can you speak louder? I can't hear you.
Absolutely. By design, a leverage capital requirement is simple and risk insensitive, and thus requires the same amount of capital for every exposure regardless of its risk. So it's not, by design, does not account for the risk risks of a bank's exposures, but it does require to have a minimum amount of capital for all risks. And it treats every exposure equally, whether it's like a high risk position or low risk position. And when a leverage capital requirement is binding or near binding, it has adverse incentive effects.
Regeneron's buying 8 bios. Oh yeah, I think was that the second one or is that a new one? Remember we played one like that before?
Can you answer my questions? No, we've gone through that. Thank you.
Yeah, right. So when the risk-based capital, like during the financial crisis demonstrated, risk-based requirements have some deficiencies as well. That's why we have leverage capital requirements that would address risks not captured by the risk-based capital requirements. And so if the bank has a lot of leverage, risk-based capital requirements would become binding. So it sets a simple and transparent limit on banks' leverage.
Did you guys hear that?
So right now we know.
Again, there's an
SLR
OPEC headline.
Was binding 60%
and then
of the
Oklo
time
and the other ones. Now
for
Boeing
7 out of
and
8
defense is on the low.
Between 21 and 24. Moving forward, what do you think that percentage would be?
In the economic analysis, we do not provide a projection or a prediction for that. But I would like to note that we do calculate the additional capacity that the proposal would create for firms to hold low risk assets such as U.S. Treasuries and reserves, and that capacity is very large compared to the 2020 relief effect.
So can you give me some percentage? I know there's uncertainty. There's always uncertainty, but I imagine you have done some at least back of the envelope calculations on this that we have spoken about before.
We didn't provide a quantitative estimate for a percent reduction in that probability.
I think it would be helpful for us to know if indeed it could become a backstop like it is intended to do, right? Obviously, there is a difference between 60% and 0, but there could be something in between.
Okay. If there are no more questions, we'll now proceed to stating our positions on the proposal, and I will turn first to
So
Vice
do you
Chair
guys
Tucker.
realize what you're watching?
Thank you, Chair
I guess I could give you
Powell.
it in another
And
view.
again, I want to thank the staff.
So you're
for the
watching a board
presentation
meeting, but
and
do you
for
realize
the
when you
work
read the
on
minutes,
proposed
this is kind of what they're
to the
doing?
enhanced
So you know the
supplemental
Fed meetings, this is what's happening.
ratio standards
They
before
sit
us
around
today.
this table and then they
Again, the
talk about
enhanced
rates.
supplementary leverage
So like, you
ratio
know how when you
requirement
read
is an
all
important
members,
element
several
of
members,
our
various
regulatory
members,
capital
think about it. That's what you're watching now.
And I am
They go, they have a
attentive to the fact
topic. So for the
that
FOMC every
generally
month, every other
binding
month,
leverage ratio
they come around
requirements
here. I'm sure they
in a
use a
curve
different room or something
may
else.
disincentivize
And then this is what they're
banking
having. They have a
organizations
discussion
from
about rates, the
participating
economy,
in
the jobs
certain
market,
low-risk
all of that
activities,
stuff.
such as Treasury intermediation. The modifications being proposed today.
Yeah,
could
bro,
help
Euros, it's only up a
promote
quarter, but
consistency
once
in
again,
the
it's
leverage
still going.
requirements for large, complex,
Like we were saying,
and
dude,
internationally active
can't believe the
banking
Europeans,
organizations
bro.
across jurisdictions.
It's working for now.
I support the approach to publish the proposed modifications to the enhanced supplementary leverage ratio for public comment. As always, I look forward to reviewing the public comments on the proposal, including responses to the many questions posed. The public's comments will help inform my views on any final rulemaking, which I will evaluate on its merits. Thank you, Chair Powell.
Thank you. Vice Chair for Supervision Bowman, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I too want to again thank the staff for all of the work that you've done. This has been a great deal of effort, and we really appreciate the quality of the work that you've done, your work to answer questions from all the board members, and your work with the other agencies. So thank you very much for that, and I look forward to several more years of working together with you as we're engaging in other proposals, especially on capital going forward. I would like to say that I do support publishing the proposal for comment, and I look forward to reviewing the comments that we will receive.
Thank you. Governor Waller, please.
Thank you, Chair Powell. I too would like to thank the
Chair
staff
Powell.
who worked on the proposal and made the presentation today. Simple and transparent regulatory requirements, like those based on leverage ratios, can serve an important role in the regulatory capital regime, but they must be calibrated appropriately. As currently calibrated, the enhanced supplementary
Iran has
leverage
partially
ratio,
reopened
or
airspace.
ESLR, as it's known,
Do we have any
is
private
regularly
classes?
the binding
No.
requirements for some banks, not a backup as intended.
There's a
This
lot
can
of
have
old
unintended
videos on the channel.
consequences for bank health.
It's the best.
And it
I
can
could
also
direct
impede
you
market
towards.
functioning, particularly during times of stress. Regularly binding leverage ratio requirements, which treat all assets the same no matter their risk, can make it unattractive for banks to hold lower risk assets. For example, the leverage ratio treats a treasury bond the same as a junk bond. We know they're not the same. When the leverage ratio binds, that can push bank management toward riskier business models as they get no credit in the regulatory capital requirements from operating a low-risk business. This in turn can have implications for the broader functioning of markets for safe assets,
Rashid.
particularly during times of stress.
Was it a bald spot or that
is
like
because
gray
the
patch?
leverage-based regulatory requirements can constrain the capacity of large banks to intermediate in markets like the treasury market. Recent research has suggested that a recalibration of the requirements could allow banks to absorb more treasuries in a crisis. So reworking that incentive structure to address these unintended consequences of current calibration makes sense to me. I believe the proposed approach to simply reduce the degree to which the ESLR binds is preferable to explicitly excluding particular assets like government liabilities. It is not our job to pick winners and losers as to who banks lend to. The proposed approach will leave those choices.
And
in
bonds
the
are
risk
finally
management
coming
to the
down. Remember, you had a
banks,
bad
which I think
5-year
is
bond
appropriate.
auction and you still got a bid.
For these
Then you have
reasons,
an hour
I
and a
support the
half. All you
proposal
did
to
was
recalibrate the
kind of go a
ESLR
little higher and
to
then
serve
just
as
sell
a
off
backstop
slowly all
to the
day, even though the
risk-based
NASDAQ is
requirements.
green.
I look forward to
HIMS is
reviewing
on the low
comments.
now.
Thank you, Chair Powell.
Thank you. Governor Cook, please.
Thank you, Chair Powell. First, I would like to thank staff for their hard work on this proposal and for organizing a public board meeting today. I would also like to thank stakeholders for their engagement and for taking time to attend this open board meeting. As has been discussed, the SLR requirements are introduced to serve as a backstop to risk-based capital requirements rather than the ongoing binding requirement. Although I am inclined to think that the overall amount of capital in the banking system is reasonably close to where it should be, a proposal to ensure SLR requirements serve as a proper backstop to risk-based capital requirements may be appropriate. And restoring the
Apple's still
SLR to
green,
its
kinda
role as a
crazy.
backstop could remove
Core
undue
weave on the
disincentives
low.
for important lower risk activities like treasury disintermediation. I support issuing this proposal for comment as an important part of an open and transparent rulemaking process. I look forward to receiving comments, data, and views from a broad range of stakeholders. I will evaluate any proposed final rule on its merits as informed by public comment. I especially look forward to hearing from the public on 3 specific aspects of today's proposal. First, I note that the expected reduction in SLR requirements at the bank level appears to be economically significant. I look forward to hearing from the public about those costs and benefits of this part of the proposal. I particularly welcome views on how capital that has been maintained in GSIB's bank subsidiaries may flow within or outside the organization and any associated implications for financial stability. Second, I welcome insights, data, and views from all stakeholders on the extent to which the current SLR requirements constrain Treasury market intermediation during both times of normal activity and in periods of stress. The preamble contains a potential alternative counterproposal, which would permanently exclude treasuries held for trading at broker-dealers from the calculation of total leverage exposure in the SLR. I can see the intuitive appeal of directly targeting treasury intermediation, but it is very important to establish that such an exclusion would actually increase intermediation, especially in periods of stress, without undue buildup of risks that are not appropriately mitigated by risk-based capital requirements alone. I am concerned that permanent exclusions reduce the efficacy of the SLR as both a measure of and constraint on excessive leverage. I would also observe that treasuries have a very unique characteristics relative to other exposures. Accordingly, I welcome views from the public on the relative merits of today's proposal versus this exclusion alternative counterproposal. Finally, it is important that we consider today's proposal in the context of the overall capital regulation framework. In my view, today's modest reduction in GSIB holding company capital requirements achieved by restoring leverage requirements to their role as a backstop does not seem inappropriate given our current risk-based capital requirements. Nonetheless, as we consider potential changes to capital requirements, we should be mindful of their cumulative effect on the resilience of our financial system. I especially welcome comments from all stakeholders about such potential cumulative effects. Again, I would like to thank staff for their work and stakeholders for their interest. I look forward to analyzing the comments received from the public on today's proposal.
Thank you. Governor Barr, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and let me once again thank the staff for their hard work. I cannot support today's proposal to weaken the Enhanced Supplementary Leverage Ratio, or ESLR. Enhancing the resilience of the U.S. Treasury market is an important objective that I share with my colleagues. But this proposal unnecessarily and significantly reduces bank-level capital by $210 billion for GSIBs, bank subsidiaries, and weakens the ESLR as a backstop. I am skeptical that it will achieve the stated objective of improving the resiliency of the Treasury market.
This is what it's like when they vote against something.
Despite my reservations,
this is what we're gonna do.
A much more modest
So
adjustment
every quarter
to the
at the
ESLR
compound, I'm gonna make y'all
were
sit
to
in
be
the room,
accompanied
and then I'm gonna be like, should we
effective
unban them all?
of the Basel III
Members
endgame
only
reforms
next
to
quarter.
risk-based capital.
All in favor?
Let me take these in a
You'll
little
have
bit
to
more
vote.
depth.
I'll let some of
First,
you
the
call it
proposal
via Zoom.
significantly
That's
reduces
fine.
bank capital. The proposal would reduce Tier 1 capital requirements by 27% at GSIB depository institution subsidiaries, resulting in a $210 billion decline in bank capital. At the holding
Low ticker's
company, the
been
decline is
picking up,
1.4%,
but your big
or
tech, I
$13
mean,
billion.
dude, on today is the day where it's
Proposal would
like,
also
look at
reduce
the
total
SPY.
loss-absorbing
You're hitting all-time
capacity
highs on
by
the video today.
5%,
So,
or $73
yeah,
billion.
those are all
And
holding
long-term
up,
debt
but a lot of other
requirements by
things are moving right now.
16%,
No,
or
this is all related to the
$132
banking
billion.
stuff. Remember, when we
Taken
first
together,
got
these
the
changes
update,
would
you're
significantly
technically
increase the risk
still
that a GSIB bank
trading
would
in that
fail.
zone.
Orderly resolution would not be possible, and the deposit insurance fund would incur higher losses. The decline in capital at the holding company level would be much worse if it were not for the risk-based capital
SRFM and then
requirements.
Broadcom.
But if the ESLR
And Oclo
is
still.
reduced, the risk-based capital requirements could
New
go down
all-time
as well.
high on J. I mean, they're
This could
changing
occur
leverage
not only as a
ratios.
result of policy changes, but also by actions that banks can take to reduce their risk-based requirements. Looking solely at the leverage ratio, without considering the limiting effect of risk-based capital requirements, The aggregate reduction in the ESLR requirement at the holding company level would be about $210 billion for GSIBs and $280 billion for their depository institution subsidiaries. Significantly lowering the ESLR in this manner increases the incentives that firms have to game their risk-based requirements by lowering their risk-weighted asset density. This kind of gaming of risk-based requirements is precisely what leverage ratios are designed to block. The proposal downplays the concern about the decline in bank-level capital by pointing to the expectation that holding companies serve as a source of strength to their banks. In practice, however, there are lots of examples of firms failing without supporting their bank subsidiary, as happened with Silicon Valley Bank in 2023. During the global financial crisis, the Federal Reserve granted numerous exemptions in order to allow depository institutions to upstream capital to bail out their broker-dealer affiliates, the opposite of the source of strength doctrine. Second, the reduction in capital is significantly larger than under the 2018 proposal. The declines in capital are much deeper than what the agency
can't talk, but I took it all and bought the house. My brother, that sounds good enough to me.
The supplementary leverage ratio requirement by nearly 3 times as much for GSIB holding companies in percentage terms as the never finalized 2018 proposal would have done.
You're going to learn a lot in the next couple years. There's opportunity. I hope you plan and prepare. Oh, man, get ready.
Than in the 2018 proposal. Third, the proposal is unlikely to significantly enhance Treasury market intermediation, especially in times of stress. Treasury market intermediation primarily happens at the broker-dealer, but the overwhelming bulk of the capital depletion
large explosion in Jersey, bro. Did you see the other one in Texas? Dog, I hate when this happens. I always get tinfoily. Did you see the one in Texas?
It's not clear that result.
There was one in Texas the other day.
Firms could just as easily shift to other activities with low risk-based capital requirements.
Oh, I don't. Does anybody know what I'm talking about?
Than Treasury market intermediation. Moreover, much of the capital that is freed up at the holding company level, where not otherwise constrained, is likely to be diverted to returning equity to shareholders rather than intermediation. Even if some further Treasury market intermediation
do you
were
think
to
Section 8 in Chicago is good?
This proposal is
I mean, let me ask you another question. Do you know the difference between level 1 and level 2 Kevlar?
There will not be excess capital.
So, other than that, are you from Chicago? But I don't own anything in Chicago, so I like Indiana a lot better.
Will likely limit Treasury
it's right next door.
When volatility increases, as they have in the past. In short, firms will likely use the proposal
I ordered great Fannie Mae and Freddie to prepare their businesses to count crypto as an asset for mortgages.
Rather than to meaningfully increase.
They're in Chicago, then you'd know more, but like ideally, I have Section 8 in San Diego, but it's no longer Section 8. When I bought it, it qualified under Section 8, but now the area just got nicer and people rent. There's a different demographic renting it now. It just, again, everything turned into $1 million homes. So if you're going to do it, I wouldn't try to rely on Section 8. You know, and it's not as easy. And think about Donald Trump and some of the changes. I don't think Section 8 is going to be as favorable. Again, you could save a lot of money by just cutting Section 8 and giving more targeted housing benefits to people who need it. So there's a lot of wasted Section 8, and I don't know if the government's going to keep doing it.
Fifth, an alternative option to exclude treasuries should not be pursued.
You have all this to say, Michael Barr, and you couldn't stop SVB from blowing up?
Exposures to the United States government because of its credit risk-free status. Such a change would be ill-advised. Such a decision easily leads to a slippery slope. An erosion in global capital levels.
Bro, you guys didn't see this? Look at this.
Apply a similar logic to their own sovereign debt.
I mean, even the other day when they... Whoa!
That's what it was, bro. I guess Jersey's an explosion, but it was space.
No!
Yeah, bro. Did you see this yesterday?
I mean, even the other day when they...
Look at that,
bro. Whoa!
Dude.
What?
That's a gnarly explosion. everybody was burning Teslas for him to just blow up his fucking rocket ship?
Oh my God. It appears there has been a
Ship
row.
36. Oh, that was a week ago? Oh, I'm old then. My bad. I only get the breaking stock news. I'm not up to date on my explosions. I was like, I hate explosions. When I see them, they trip me out because they're fascinating.
Maybe
in a wild way.
in a manner that disincentivizes firms.
But here, let me show you a better
participating
video.
in lower risk.
Screw the Fed. They don't. That's what they say about you. They're like, screw you, trader man, and individual. Unless you go to school and get a degree, Jerome Powell thinks you should get your degree forgiven. But then I agree with the guy. We should forgive people's car loans. You know that? I'd be down. I'm kind of a socialist at heart, you guys. I think it's all the New Testament I've read. You know that? Because I'm down, dude. I'm fucking down. We should. When he said it, I kind of agree. If we are going to forgive student loan shit, we should just give everybody who's like on a certain wage, just like forgive their car loans and shit. Give them a free car. Why not? Why wouldn't we? Yeah, why not? A little bit of distributism. That's not distributism at all. But we still, I'm just, I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. But let me show you my favorite video. Because look, this video right here and then the subsequent political actions, this is actually what turned me to a Democrat, believe it or not, you guys. Besides the fact my parents would were super conservative. So I was a Democrat most of my life, if you don't realize it. I was a Democrat until fucking liberal, crazy Democrats were like, you're not a Democrat. I'm like, why not? I'm like, and then they're like, cuz you don't support a lot of crazy shit. I'm like, okay. So yeah, y'all hate on Donald Trump, but because you don't know history. You don't know how to hate properly. So I don't think you should hate at all, but let me show you what I grew up with. Here's George W. Bush, baby. One of the greatest, worst American presidents ever to walk this earth. You want to comment about Donald Trump?
Are you okay, Governor?
What?
You okay?
I can't hear you because I can't see.
This was the president for 2 terms. Y'all tell me about seriousness. And everyone loved it.
The orange today to you. It said, "We love Alexander."
Wars,
It actually say
destroyed
love. It had a heart on it.
economies. People
That's
have no
a
idea
universal
what the
symbol
fuck he
for
did.
love. You're the orange of my eye. I'm not answering your questions.
Why not?
Because you came after me the other day. You went below the belt. Stop filming me. You're like a head cold. You know something? This is going to be a lousy documentary. You think you're going to make it a good documentary? Okay, let's be serious.
Okay, let's be serious.
BRKR.
If you were a tree, what tree would you do?
Bruker Corp.
I'm not. I'm a bush.
BRKR. 2%.
And
That's like
you
half
had
a
to hold
percent.
his hand in
Or
order
1.5.
to be able to have that amplify the discussion.
Let them know. Work on your campaign. Let them know. You're walking on the beach.
That's right. I did walk on the beach. Are you excited about all the quality time you're going to get to spend with us here on the plane?
Did you have too much to drink last night?
Look at these, bro.
Will you say see what his schedule is?
Hi, Mom.
Did you get any votes in there, Governor?
Yeah, I won some. You might have lost a few for me, though, by blocking the way. Okay, everybody film her filming me, will you? Very good.
That's art.
You made that. No, that's not art. That's Jim.
Surely welfare.
Okay, now I skate across.
In his race to become leader of the free world.
Wow, look who's coming down the street. I can hear
George
them jiggling
W.
jangling
Bush,
spurs all.
bro. That's what I'm saying, bro. It's so weird. Yeah, bro. Okay, BRKR again. I don't have a headline yet. BRKR. It's still going. Could be something. Bruker. What time is it? Yeah, it's power hour. Just 7 minutes shy. And then LRN on the low. Where they throw the shoe at him, I know. That one was one of the best. Thermo Fisher too, yeah, it's a big company. That's pretty big though. And Illumina, I don't know. I'm seeing a couple medical names. These are, yeah, and Illumina. So Illumina does this too. TMO and Illumina. So yeah, I don't have a headline. I'm checking now, but those are kind of moving in tandem. I put on the stream alert. I don't know if this is just the beginning of Power Hour or if these kind of have names. So Thermo Fisher and Illumina, those are medical devices, I'm pretty sure. Or am I thinking Dexcom? But then the other one, I have no idea. But yeah, Illumina again, 3% now. And you just had an update with Pershing Square. I confuse Illumina with Dexcom a lot. I think he is making crypto proof of funds for FSJ. Illumina to acquire SomaLogic. That was at 11:29. That was 20 minutes ago. And then Thermo Fisher still going. CRL, Charles Lab is moving with that too. Yeah, medical device plays are going. MDT hasn't gone up. Edwards hasn't gone up. So it's very defined. It's a certain. Some of these names are moving. So again, I don't have the headline yet. We'll get it here in a second, but you could have caught 3% already on some of them. Thermo Fisher and your boy Illumina. Yeah, Illumina went 3. Thermo Fisher's a big stock, but it's there. It's like drug testing. Illumina, I'm pretty sure Illumina is devices, or is it blood? Dexcom is San Diego. Illumina is San Diego too. Genetic variations. Yeah, tools, kits, instruments, sequencing. Oh. Yeah, Dexcom's a device, but it's diabetes. So yeah, something's there. I don't have a headline yet, but we'll see when we get the follow-up. Either way, it hasn't gone too crazy. And then SPY just staying pinned, guys. This is what I mean with summer. We're gonna be in this mode. It'll be chill. But yeah, all I did, I hit that BP play, and then that just ended up being fake. Oh. TXG, that was going up with the rest of these. And then BRKR, whatever that one was. Yeah, and then 10X Genomics. So yeah, wait, bro, all these gene editing stocks are going up. Price target, right? Yeah, it's something with gene editing. I don't know. I feel like the FDA is going to approve something. No, it's not medical. It's gene. Anybody who has any access to gene editing. Didn't Pfizer buy someone? Who else? No, Abbott's the heart. Okay, Illumina again. Bro, I all just popped off again. TXG, Illumina. Illumina's really running. That one's a good one. And then Argen. So yeah, anything related to gene editing is going nuts. Editas, yeah, we have free shares of that. It's really weird. I don't know what it is. I bet you're gonna hear so-and-so probably commented. CRISPR ain't getting any of it, yeah. It's very random. Because that one small cap, but it does seem like the theme is gene editing. For anybody with exposure to that, but not all of them. Pizza. Illumina, I don't know, but they do gene editing. And then we just caught Thermo Fisher and all the other ones moving at the same time. So, whatever it is, they're not really too good of options available. And then is BRKR, let me check that one. Yeah, it just started a couple minutes ago, right before, and then it's about to be Power Hour in 30 seconds. Scientific Instruments yeah, BRKR is one of those too, bro. So yeah, they're all the same, bro. BRKR, Illumina, Thermo Fisher, it's all the same industry, bro. Bruker. Mobile X-ray. This one I don't think has gene editing. It's just no biological, radiological. You can't sell TMO. I don't cancel it. Make sure your order bids correct. All right, well, I think we missed it. All the premiums have already gone insane. And then now, yeah, it just keeps running. Tech, Illumina still. They have big gene editing. Yeah, bro, Illumina. Okay, well, I got the stream alert 5 minutes ago on that, but I have no idea what the fuck's happening. So yeah, we noticed them, but it's still doing that. Very weird. All right, I think I found one. Yeah, bro, they all go. Even Thermo Fisher 2.5. Something, dude, you're going to hear something from either RFK, FDA, or there's a buyout. I don't think it's a buyout, but I think it's going to be something from like RFK or the FDA. Yeah, bro, something's odd. This is too big. So it could just be some end of the month. Remember, healthcare, medical devices have been lagging, you know? But yeah, this stands out very large. Again, 4%, 5% Illumina, that's some buyout shit. BRKR, bro, yeah, that one's fucking crazy. And then, yeah, so there it is. So yeah, again, like I've reminded many people, you know, you guys are objectively getting information. Even if we don't know what the fuck's happening, you could still make a lot of money, but you're not here to flex. So I hope you did good, and that's why I wake up every morning and we're here. And I know you guys get a jump, but don't flex on the chat and follow the rules. So good news, everyone gets unbanned in like the week, but yeah, y'all did that a lot today. Because again, I mean, these plays are like obvious, like you could buy anything and they're going up if you're that early, but you know, and I don't think that's the strategy for everybody, and you got to be careful, but I wouldn't, I wouldn't break the rules. We should all be aware. You either got it or you didn't. I don't know, whatever Bruker is. Very interesting. It's been around since 1960. I thought that was something else, but that was all at the same time. Jeffries, dude, I don't know what it is. They got earnings in July. That was fun. Nivda on top of all of it. They're all kind of chilling out, but yeah. But I think it's so weird. This was the quietest all-time high on NVIDIA ever. It's up 4%, magnificently ripping through a new all-time high finally, and nobody's going crazy over it. Meanwhile, people are asking me why we dumped today. Wow, Nvidia's up at a new all-time high. It's so quiet. But yeah, it's ripping. I said the same thing a couple hours ago. But yeah, here we are, bro. It keeps going, man. It keeps going. And now it is power hour. You're actually 5 minutes in. And they approved, like, what, 800 million pay package for your boy? So fascinating. When are the stream alerts getting unblocked? Oh, I don't know. I thought it would be soon. Now I'm like, oh shit, we gotta buy a compound. So I don't know. But that's good though. Now we technically will have a house. I always wanted that, bro. So I don't know. We'll see. But Twist, that's another biotech one. The fuck is that? All kind of in tandem with everything else. Amba, remember BioRumor yesterday. Are they still doing this? Oh, I was gonna say. Remember, Tesla got work today after having a big day. CC, Chemers, Chemor, bro, NVIDIA, 154, Thermo Fisher still going, Berker, Illumin, all of them, dude. That's so weird. 4%. Meme Coins Inc., a controlled subsidy of Dog to acquire $2 billion. What the fuck is that? Sounds like a hit the wire, but it looks like a pump. Twist. All of these, bro. So weird. And then SPY coming up. You're right below VWAP. You're back to like the earlier low, but you've spent half the day at this like range of just like pinned near the lows, man. So welcome. Yeah, TLT even had a bad bond auction today. So throw that into the mix. I don't know, where are we? I think we did fill the gap. So yeah, you're right around where we closed. Which isn't bad. I mean, I can't believe it. It's still below 6,100. We opened above there today. Kind of set a new level, because last time you were above here, you were just moving 25 points at a time. So, not too bad, but yeah, y'all get patient with just random bursts. But it is still Chop City. But today wasn't choppy, it was just slow, and then it went one way down, and now kind of moving up, but it was really just that Mag 7 leadership. Again, 5% on NVIDIA, all-time high. Oh, man, it's amazing. Target? Notable flow, I haven't looked. Boom. I will get you some volume numbers right now. Give me a sec. New commissioning at work. That's good. No, man, no worries, baby. Grind. Amen. Today you didn't miss much, man. You know, you had Powell. We got to hear from Trump at NATO. There wasn't any real new developments. You know, nothing that you haven't heard. We've already climbed the wall of worry, and now it is getting in the end of the month in summer. But yeah, there's not like anything happened. I don't think anything's going to happen. I think we are going to slowly go up like we have over the last month and a half. I think how you moved in the last month and a half will be very indicative of how we move moving forward. It might be easier to go up, but then you're going to kind of move in bursts, kind of slow until something bad happens, or until we get a shift. And then if that spending bill in July kind of confirms that, where no chance of meatballs or anything bad, then we'll be good. Sonny with the chain. Anyways, but yeah, he didn't miss much, and now you're kind of moving up. I'm going back. Cali. All right, let's see. So today, NASDAQ, NVIDIA is your volume leader. And then Tesla, AMD, SMCI, Palantir, Tiger, HCTI, QQQ. Those are the big volume leaders. A lot of turnover between the Mag 7. NVIDIA had block trades, Lucid, Tesla, AMD, and Plug. And then a couple of small cap runners. Say 30. Let's see. I'm trying to get. Okay, FedEx, that has unusual volume because of earnings. AMD is trading a little bit more than normal. So is NVIDIA and Tesla. But yeah, honestly, nothing unusual. And there's every other name is trading. Like most of the names on the SPY are trading half their volume. So yeah, it's not that hot. I can't believe it, man. Today flew by again. It's already Wednesday, man. Y'all serious? Wednesday, middle of tomorrow's Thursday. Tomorrow is Friday, Junior. You have already made it through today. That's amazing. That's amazing. Oh, excuse me. I burped a lot today, too. Possibility of volume. Dude, its seasonality is very strong in July. So I brought this up on the watch list. I will show you right now again. This is where you are. I could even pull up another seasonal chart for you. Give me a second. But yeah, do you see what it's showing you? So usually after July till like August, October is pretty hot, end of August. So yeah, you got some good things. Let me see if I can get you the SPY one. Seasonality analysis. So yeah, I could get you the 10-year chart. Yeah. So you guys remember remember I had that bad short in 2023? I got blown out on it. That one, and remember I took my loss at the beginning of July. And I'm glad I would have lost double if I didn't. And then it came down. But the whole idea was like July is very bullish usually. So yeah. Here is your 10-year chart. And you're already pretty standard. Well, it just kind of show you. I don't know if the image helps you as much, but right here. So yeah, on average, the 10-year average on the S&P, the SPY ETF, in July you go up 3.5% on average. So July 2024 you only went up 1.2. July 2023 you went up 3.3 after going 6.1. Right? That was after the banking stuff too. 2022, you went up 9.2%. Shout out Joe Biden. 2021, you went up 2.4. 2020, you went up 5.9. 2019, you went up 1.5. 2018, Trump, you went up 3.7. 2017, you went up 2.1. 2016, still Trump, 3.6. And then 2015, you went up 2.3. Okay? So, pop quiz, what is the fun fact? In the last 10 years, there's a fun fact. Does anybody know what the fun fact is? Yeah, a couple things. They're coming up. Yeah, 2016. I think 2015 wasn't Trump. Was 2016 still Obama? I don't think so. No, or was he inaugurated? I thought he was inaugurated January. I think. I don't know. We'll have to double check. Yeah, that's your fun fact. In the last decade, in the last 10 years, you have not had a red July. Do you understand that? So do you see why I'm saying don't overthink this? And maybe we do go down, but at the end of the day, it's like, bro, you've already just climbed a wall of worry. You're near all-time highs. And now everything gets good seasonally, and they're about to dump a fuck ton of money on a spending bill. So, yeah, July hasn't gone red in a decade. The smallest July was last year at 1.2%. The second smallest was 1.5%, and that was in 2019. So, yeah. But then again, you have till September pretty much. August starts to get a little choppier. You did good last year, and then September, and then last end of quarter. This is where we start seeing where we end up. We're due. No, I mean, I think it all kind of adds to what I was already thinking. So maybe confirmation bias, but then again, objectively, July is a good month for the stock market. It has been. It's not usually a bad month. And then now, considering what we've gone through, the only caveat is you have Donald Trump. And Donald Trump, in the way everybody's acting now, maybe there is something that happens. But other than that, like I'm saying, we're just waiting for bad news. If there's no bad news, what do you guys think is going to happen? So, I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you. This makes me want to just cancel the escrow and maybe find another property in a month. But then again, that's why I always tell you, make your decision based on the property, not on the market. Well, yeah, I'm excited. Oh, yeah, it was November, huh? November 2016. So, yeah, that was Obama. July 2016 was Obama. And then July 2017 was the first Donald. Sell in May. Yeah, the sell in May is usually green. But that's what I was saying. Like, some of these, like, seasonality is bullshit sometimes. Like, I remember in 2023, we got fooled several times when the market's really volatile. It doesn't have to follow seasonality. Always remember that, okay? Just seasonality, just like the seasons, bro. Sometimes clouds mean rain, but they could disappear. It's very hard to predict it. So it gives you something, but I wouldn't rely on it as your set all be all. I just love the long term. Well, you're gonna get the tariff pause. We've only heard so many deals, and then the tax. But I just think it's also too. I think every time July you get this Congress bullshit. But that's it, man. I think the bill is gonna pass, you guys. I just need to look into it a little bit more, and then we could really find where the money's gonna. You guys want to read it all? Should we read the entire bill on stream? Because I could read that much. I don't know if you guys want to put it through AI and shit, but we could read it all. I could maybe have Josh AI read it and we listen. But yeah, I think it's going through, bro. And like, like, think about it. That's just like, if it goes through, man, there's no such thing as like, it's only gonna overheat, but we're not gonna. That's it, bro. There's too much money, way too much money. Hymns again. We're down. We should read it. Let's take turns. Might need to. So we'll get the final one, but like I'm saying, they're all, as long as the Democrats get their salt, they just want their money too. But that's why I'm like, you know, it's there. Like, look, it's like we're about to spend the next 4 years is about to be a lot of money. Like, and that doesn't mean it's bad, but it depends how much we generate. And then at the same time, though, like, what do you guys think is going to happen to stocks and shit? Stocks at minimum, I think, are going to go up. And then real estate, I think, is going to benefit now, but I just don't know how much and what types of properties will go. But yeah, it's kind of crazy. But like, it's here, bro. It's next month. That's what I'm saying. And like every July, we think about it. In these periods, the last 10 years, this is the time frame where they're like, okay, we're going to spend a fuck ton of money again. Helpful to go through. Well, you want to know, like, there's a lot of stuff in that bill. That's what's crazy. Like, even the stuff regarding AI. Sadly, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I don't really care about that shit. And I only care about the money. I hate to break it to you. I've been very transparent about that. That's why we're here. And that's why I tell you guys, with like politics, everything going on, I'm just trying to make money, bro. I don't give a fuck. That's why I understand it. I'm blessed to know certain things, and you know, I get my peace in God and other things, but the whole goal is to know how to make money. So I don't care. Like, yeah, when I saw the AI thing and it was saying how you can't do deregulation or you can't alter it for a decade, there's certain caveats in the bill for certain topics that are insane. But unfortunately, I do not care about that. That's not how I'm going to be able to help you or me. Because we can't change that. We can make noise about it, and maybe we could try to, but all that matters is like the dollar amounts, where the money's going to, the programs and grants, who it's going to affect, and are they going to have what type of money earmarked for what sort of activity. And that's why I'm curious, is it going to create more housing? Are they going to give certain incentives? And then mainly, like I told you guys, the tax part is very odd. So right now, like we say, if they spend a lot of money, we know it's going to stimulate things, but it's not going to be stimulus. And that's what we need to realize, because the last time we had inflation, last time they spent money on this shit, they also incorporated direct payments. So like I'm telling you, it's unusual to run deficits this large. You do not run a deficit above $1 trillion unless something bad has happened or you're in war, right? That's a modern phenomenon. So they did it in 2008, and then we went back to not doing it. And then 2020, that's when we started doing it again. And that's when you actually got inflation, because it wasn't like 2008 where they started it at the very bottom for the first time and then came up with the MMT and the QE. Right, you see what I'm saying? So this is all led up to this moment. And now, wait, hold on. But yeah, like I'm saying though, it's going to be interesting, because now this time, what we're about to witness, it's going to be above $1 trillion, almost $2 trillion, and it'll be large. But a lot of it is paying for a lot of Joe Biden's old shit. And then, like I told you, $3 trillion is just for Trump's taxes. That's it. So a lot of the relief or the stimulus, it's going to be in the form of a tax gain. That doesn't necessarily translate into buy real estate. That doesn't necessarily translate into, you know, higher real estate, higher asset prices. So that's what we got to try to figure out. Otherwise, it may make more sense to go heavier on stocks than real estate. Otherwise, if I could confirm it, stocks will be great and easy, but if it's about to do round number fucking 3, we could all make a lot more on real estate. Or we get both of them and then we play the lag like we did in 2020 to 2023. So there's many opportunities. It all just depends what happens, and that's what I'm waiting for. I just need to give me the final receipt and I'll tell you where the money's going. But for now, I think they're spending it, though. I think it's going to go through. I think a general framework of what we have is it looks like it's going to happen. I mean, or everyone's just being quiet about it. And then they are talking about what they're going to get. DLR, digital realty. Are they exposed to anything in New York? As a REIT, they're getting, I think a REIT, but they're getting clapped. DLR. Data center REIT. The PPP, wasn't it like 40 billion or something crazy. But that's what I'm saying, though. Like, that fueled a different economic activity. You're not going to see that this time. And I think that's what's going to catch us off guard. That's what I'm worried about, is that I think a lot of stuff might look similar, but $3 trillion is in a different form. And that means a lot. Because I'm saying, you, like, think about it. If I gave you $1,000 versus gave you $1,000 tax cut, you're going to act different. I give you $1,000, you're going to go buy weed. I give you a tax cut, you're not gonna you're like, cool, I didn't file taxes for 7 years. So you're like, wait, what? You know what I'm saying? It's gonna play differently. It's gonna have certain things that are gonna be I don't even know. I can't even fathom it because then the alternative is you just go back to a higher tax rate. Remember, it's just, what do you mean generate money by taking more money from your citizens? I remember that Chad said that. It's hilarious, but it's true. So it's just, it's a phenomenon. I think it's going to be phenomenal, to be honest with you. But I have no idea how it's truly going to play out. Short term, midterm, long term. That's something I think we could be humble about. That's something I think Powell, I don't know if he wants to talk about it or can or will, but that's the part that's oh, I have no idea how that's going to play. I really don't. It's truly different. And then we're just, all of this inflation stuff is new to us, kind of. And, and you're vulnerable from the last half a decade. But, dude, now we're about to do the same thing, but just a different form. And now, it's kind of a buffer. I could see how tax cuts can help people and not cause inflationary spending. But then, yeah, then we factor in trade, the economy, and all that. Could it go to pharma? What do you mean? How quickly does it take an effect? There's multiple stages. That's what we're going to find out. We're going to find out how it's earmarked, where it's going, how long it'll take. But like you saw from Joe Biden and ESG, the EVs and all of that, you guys got to witness it already. There's going to be the first burst when it's all announced, right? And the first burst of everybody running into it. And then it'll just come up in waves until it pretty much gets revoked or something. So I one burst in the beginning, and then depending on the schedule of the funds, or again, what we could expect to happen reasonably, depending on how we see the money get passed through the economy. Know what Powell's waiting for before deciding? No, I don't think so. I mean, I'm sure Powell, there is an argument where, you could say he doesn't want to cause inflation, and maybe there's no inflation now, but if he does, it could help increase it. But at this point, I think Powell is just trying to keep up the image that he wasn't political. Because, again, they showed it today. I can't believe the guy in Congress showed you the exact same chart that I showed you. There's objective data from other central banks and around the world that just highlight that, this story of what people are saying is patently false. And even then, like for Jerome Powell, like we're saying, CPI is lower. Like it's actually a sticky core gauge is lower. That's insanity. All of them are lower than when he did a double cut. And then even like economic conditions, go globally, go look at currencies. There's so many things, bonds, spreads, all of it is the same, if not like better, or the same equivalent to what caused Powell to cut last time ahead of an election. So if you're telling me the economy, the data is at the same point when you cut, that doesn't make any sense, because you should have had more reservation ahead of an election than you would right now. I don't care. Like right now, who gives a fuck? There's no political risk. So he should have really thought about it in September, and he said he did, but now, like I'm saying, the same evidence is all back, if not better, and says you should actually be cutting if that's what you used. Because again, I disagreed when he cut, so I don't even think he really should cut, but I'm just saying, based on the same logic and standard, and now the effective cost, it's like, well, why what you're saying doesn't really make sense. It's not. And I don't hold the same view as Donald Trump. I think Powell is a smart guy. I think I respect him, and I'm very grateful for how he handled us both prior to COVID and then even through COVID. I think he did good in many ways, even under Biden, for crying out loud. So I don't think he's like dumb. I don't think he's doing, and I think he just needs to preserve his legacy, and he's kind of trying to uphold this, because again, they could wait a couple more months and still get you your cut in 2 cuts by the end of the year in summer. The Fed always does that, right? They give you a target, it looks like they're not going to hit it, and then they do. So I think he'll eventually cut, but when it's all said and done, though, I think he's just keeping up appearances for the last political action, sadly. You thought he cut to lower the frothy sentiment, knowing that Trump would win? No. If anything, it kind of was supposed to help. Usually if you cut rates before, or during elections, most people do, because it helps the person running. Lower rates gets people feeling good. It's a good thing. Again, Donald Trump gave you stimulus checks right before an election, so make no mistake, it's very similar. So yeah, and then SPY's coming down. What time is it? 3:30. Did Trump said Powell should cut rates and raise them later? Yeah, he said that multiple times. Not just today, like weeks ago. He's just saying that he should cut, and if he's really worried and inflation really does come back, like he could just raise it back up again. All right, that little drop, you're already chillin'. 30 more minutes remaining, Chad. What a Wednesday, bro. What a Wednesday. Isn't that what he's trying to avoid by keeping him higher for longer? Yes, and I agreed with that at one point, but now the situation has changed. So, when Powell was arguing that, rates were really low when he was saying that. And he's like, we don't want to flip-flop. He said in the past they don't want to do that. But like I'm saying, you're playing with, we're talking $1 trillion a year. Like I'm telling you, this is the example I gave earlier. It reminds me of a credit card, and it's like having 3, 4, 5 times the amount in your bank account, but then you're choosing to pay 19.5, 27.5% interest. So that's what I'm saying, is that the debt level and the carrying cost of his decision, it's changed the what makes the most sense. You know, again, a couple before he raised rates, you know, if you took the rates back down to 2%, I would be agreeing with him right now, because I'm like, it doesn't really, the cost of the total mistake would be how much he could save now. It would be $400 or $500 billion a year. For that alone, that's what I'm saying, is that I don't really like Trump's tax bill, all of it. I just don't like, again, it's a large amount of money, but at the same time, most of that money you could pay for almost the entirety of the tax cut just by Jerome Powell's interest alone, which is insane. So that's why I'm like, yeah, I could see how he doesn't want to, you know, he wants to be stable, doesn't want to cause the back and forth, but this isn't 2022 anymore. This isn't 2023. The rates have been elevated very, very largely, and then Janet and how they did the debt and the funding, just like you're running this you're running hot at a high cost to keep going higher for longer, and it's not having the effect where I don't think it's a game changer between, you know, again, whether we cut rates or raise rates, the market, everything still rallied and ripped. There's just too much fucking money. So where was that chart? Let me see if I could find it. Boom. Remember, it was that one politician. I don't know if I saved it on Twitter or not. But yeah, because I liked it. There was like a Democrat guy. He came out before Congress. It was oh my gosh, was that New York guy? It might have been him. And he like showed his plan, and I liked it. I like showing the plan, but then you go and you see the plan, you'll realize, like, dude, trillions of dollars is just tied up with, you know, Jerome Powell's decisions. Like, no exaggeration, we're talking trillions of dollars. So that's why it's just like, there's some money and opportunity all within there, and that's why it's like, if he was willing to work with it, I think it could save, and you could do a lot of stuff. And if he's not willing to work with you, I mean, again, he's taking up some of that fiscal cap with his choices. Do you think he's waiting for the bill? Like I said, I don't know what he's doing, but as of now, it just seems, in my opinion, Powell might be just saving face. That's it. And he's not saving face with Donald Trump. I think for his legacy and to look apolitical when it was all said and done, even though some of us would still probably not view it that way. What if he raised the rate a lot higher? Would it incentivize the government to spend less? I mean, yes and no, but they wouldn't do it now because, I mean, in a week they're about to approve a really big bill. So, yeah, that's what makes it so wild, but yeah. So, in theory, high interest should deter that, but, you know, again, you're paying for the last guy's stuff. They ain't gonna vote you unless, again, even how Donald Trump is giving Democrats $1 trillion. See what I'm saying? And you got a couple trillion in Powell just so he could get his couple of trillion. And it looks like even Donald Trump and everybody else, no one's willing to stop it. That's what I said in the video. I said it months ago. Just, it's a popular bill. It spends money. Money spending is popular. And nobody is willing to do the unpopular yet and not spend money. So even if you raise rates, they would be like, yeah, look, but then we got our money, and then 4 or 5 years now, you would do this all over again. Or at least until America and people really stop funding it, but people say it, but that has not happened. And then again, that's what I was saying, though, with AI, like, for real, like, Trump and a lot of people, I don't know if you guys realize it, there's a big bet on AI. Not just your stock market and growth, but, you know, like, it does seem like they are kind of banking on productivity. And, like, because if you get AI and it does, that could lead to growth. You got to really realize it. That could, like, change if it's real, but if it's not, then, yeah, then that will turn into a drag. But right now could be a tailwind, could definitely turn into a drag. Are we playing Nike? No. Afterwards, though, I might be really, really down. I do kind of want to play it, but then again, even with the FedExes and a lot of these, just earnings hasn't had follow through, and then everyone's worried, so the pricing is high. But then it's not like going too crazy. But then you give it a week or two, like go look at NVIDIA. Earnings was like 2-3 weeks ago, and now it's breaking out. But yeah, I think Nike's going to be pivotal. Again, it was just everything going on, their growth story, the tariffs. But then again, the tariff deadline is right around the corner, so I don't know what they're going to say about it. But yeah, I think that could be a very good potential post-earnings. What time? 12:40. We got 20 minutes, baby. 20 minutes. And then it will be Thursday, Friday Junior. Then we party. Oh, dude, you guys are going to hate me. I'm not. Friday, I have to leave early, too. Not like early, but like I can't do another post Friday again, bro. I know, but it's okay, man. It's okay. It's because I'm going to get you a compound. So you'll forgive me. It'll all be worth it. And then if I don't get the compound, it'll still be worth it. You're like, how does that work? I don't know, but it'll work. In Arkansas, well, for now, we gotta at least get this one and see what happens. And then, depending on how this one goes, we could talk about expanding. Do you think real estate will go up for 4 years and then lose all of the gains? No, I mean, my expectation coming into this was that real estate was going to be really slow. I was really thinking that real estate was going to move up or down 3 to 5% every year max. That's it. You either go up 3, up 5, down 3, down 5 every year for the next 4 years. That's what I was expecting. It was going to shock everybody. It was going to be so fucking slow. Everybody would have been batshit confused. But that's what happened. That's what OG real estate is. That's how most of my career real estate was like that. I love real estate like that. Believe me. I like it when it goes how it is now. But at the end of the day, you know, that was my expectation. So at the end of the day, it's like, I think you might, you know, now if they spend a lot, you might get something a little bit different. But it all just depends on the spending. And now the spending is opening, the fact that we're going to spend a lot more, it's opening my door or my mind up to bigger swings in real estate that I didn't think were going to happen. Because again, it depends on regulation, deregulation, spending, and then ultimately unemployment. Again, even AI and unemployment and productivity. So like I've always told you, real estate will truly depend on the labor market. And once that really has a big change, real estate will go with it. But I wasn't expecting much. I was expecting some stability. But then again, it's like now we're not going to be in a, there's a lot of money about to be spent. So let's see what the other stuff does to the supply of housing and then the supply of labor. And that will give us our answer. invest in the ranch? Well, you guys have already invested a lot. The next level is everybody gets a long-term. Buy me a house one day, but I'll buy you guys a house first. And then, yeah, I think you just got to show up. So that's the good part. So yeah, like I said, I mean, if we do end up closing on this, we will just have a place. I think at minimum we could at least do a meetup once a month, once a quarter. I don't know yet, but yeah, it'll be there. A room with the view. So until we learn how it works and like get the system, I said it earlier, I don't want people living there. That is one option, but for the most part, I don't think people will stay. For now, I don't think anybody will be allowed to stay longer than a week. So, you know, if we like plan a meetup, some people will be able to go and stay for the week. Others can stay for the weekend. And then, yeah, go from there. Can I hire you to help? I will consider it. So this is what I said to everybody today. Because nothing's confirmed yet. I did put down a deposit, and we are in escrow, but I still haven't done anything. So like I said, though, once I like make the video, once I get possession, I will make a video and I'll show you guys the property, and then I will welcome all ideas and contributions, because I think we can make it. I would love to see what everybody does. There's a lot of talent and a lot of individuality and personality in this cult that we have. So I will open up the door and see where we go from there. But you know, the problem with a lot of things, we have thousands of people. That's what makes all of this possible, bro. And I'm grateful, bro. Like, even then, on members only, we still have thousands. So it's gonna be a lot of operational shit. That's so if it took me 5 years just to get my hands on it, then oh yeah, we're gonna go. We're gonna ease into it, nice and steady. Whew. So yeah, but like I said, once in 2 weeks, if the inspection and no problems, if we don't fall through on, because again, right now I already have a preliminary inspection and it doesn't look good. But you know, I'm gonna ask them for some money. But if we can't work on a deal and we don't get it, we don't get it. But in 2 weeks, if we work a deal, then the money goes out the long term. And then 2 more weeks, I'll close on it. And then by week number 3, you guys will see a video. And that will be the offer for y'all to get involved. That's going to be crazy. So we'll see. But yeah, like I said, I have their old inspection, and like one of the units is like fucked. It's not fucked, it's livable, but definitely this inspection highlights a lot. AC was aged and worn. At least it has AC. So yeah. The roof, a couple shingles missing. It might need, and then the gutter needs some cleaning. Square feet on the property. I think living square feet, maybe like 4,000 or 5,000 split up between the units. So just like several units, about anywhere from 1,500 to 20 or 3,000 square feet. And then there's a few. And then that's not counting the horse and chicken coops and all that shit. What if they say that's why we're selling it, because we're accounting for that? Yeah, that's what we expected. So that's why. But now if we find out that it's even more than what we expected, we'd hope to come together on that. Because yeah, there's a lot of things that I'm discovering more and more every day. So like it went from we found out more about the lot, how it's split up, the properties. Then I found out about the well, the no battery on the solar. The solars, they have it paid off, but but then they only have like, it was like one part, it's like split between the lots, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then there was what's it called? There's one more issue that we just discovered. So it's like we knew that it needed stuff, but if it comes out that we're like, okay, it's a lot more than what we let on, then yeah, we're gonna have to negotiate. It's 30 acres of pure dirt. All right, Spy coming down. Low ticker kind of getting active. And then I need to go to the bathroom. So follow me on Instagram at the Trading Fraternity. Feel cold. Oh my gosh, it is 10-minute rig. What? I don't even need to go to the bathroom. I gotta go. So yeah, we'll see. I'll be right back. What county? It's in, wait, 3 weeks. You guys, I'll give you the address in 3 weeks. Maybe I'll give you the address, or I'm gonna hide the address. And then you have to discover it. TD pop in. All right, let me go to the bathroom. BRB. Never mind, I'm not BRBing. Do not give out the Addy. I mean, this isn't gonna be my house. I don't think you guys understand it. That's why I'm telling you. I don't think anybody's ever done what I'm about to do. Everyone's too normal. I'm about to buy a fucking compound and give it to the internet. So, this is what I wanted you to do for me, but, I'll show you how it's done. And then maybe we'll set a good example. So, like, I don't care. If you guys want to fuck it up, go ahead. You guys are going to be beefing with each other. I'm going to put terrorist insurance on it. Y'all fuck around too much, I'm going to get paid. So, that's why I said we got to figure it out logistically. But at the end of the day, I mean, yeah, I don't plan on being there. That's what I'm saying. My security, my safety is not at risk. It just gets a house. It's gonna be hours away from me. So I could get there, and I could get there whenever I want, but it's still like it's just in the middle of nowhere. So yeah, bro, that's why I'm excited. See, because the last time I was gonna do it, I wanted something that I could have like it was in the city, it was accessible, and like I would have wanted to use it. This, I'm not gonna fucking, unless I want to go on a farm. Like I like my house still. It's gonna be cool, bro. Amba, bro, remember that was a buyout offer yesterday. It's popping again. All right, let me go real quick. 8 minutes.
Round trip, if you will, from where we were just, I don't know, a couple of months ago is justified.
Absolutely justified. I think we've just made up a lot of ground that we probably would have covered without that tariff disruption, if you will. I think it's been a little bit indicative of the market as of late, and that speaks to a market that is at higher valuations and starts to price for, let's call it, a little closer to perfection, that when you get these disruptions like the tariffs, the market starts to behave a little bit more defensively. Specifically, what we have seen is the market seems to be taking short-term issues and they're projecting them out to be long-term. I think that's what happened with the tariffs. So what we heard when the market went down was we're going to have inflation and the tariffs are going to turn into a bigger and bigger problem. And really what it was just a negotiation on the part of the Trump administration with its trading partners, and we've settled back down again.
There is a question, though, particularly when it comes to the tariffs. I mean, the president has made clear that there will be higher tariffs than when he came into the office, at least based on those baseline rates, assuming that there aren't a more constructive deal struck. And it gets to this idea of whether the worst was already kind of priced in, not only on tariffs, but concerns about the economy, concerns about geopolitics and the Mideast, et cetera, whether that was already kind of priced in a long time ago. And that might have been a reason why you saw such a huge upswing when it became clear that the worst case scenarios weren't necessarily going to materialize.
Yeah, I think what we really saw, Romaine, was confusion. I think we saw the market unable to price assets because Donald Trump is the negotiator in chief, right? He's going to push the limits out as far as he can, and it's not necessarily to get to that limit, it's to move the center closer to him. And so in doing so, you had a market that really didn't understand where he wanted to land, and so they couldn't price assets. I think that was really one of the big issues. And what's happened over the last few months, while we don't know specifically where tariffs are going to land, we have a range and we can price assets again. I also think, by the way, that during that doldrum, that period of doldrum and concern, we probably saw quite a bit of slowing in the economy, and that probably affects earnings for a quarter.
That's what I was
thinking about. That's why you're seeing a lot of companies have been reducing estimates, and earnings estimates have come down. Wouldn't be surprised if the back half of the
everybody
year,
getting their own room, like 10, we could get like 10 people sleeping
that we get those earnings
but
maybe
for
start
now,
to
that's
rise
going to
back
be the
up.
issue.
Right. If nothing else, we have a little more clarity because there's
year.
fewer quarters to project out as opposed to 4 quarters down the road. We know where the president wants to land when it comes to fiscal policy. That tax and spending bill is making its way through the Senate right now. There's a self-imposed deadline of passing it by July 4th. How much of that is priced into the market? Let's just say that the Republicans get everything through. Is that going to generate any kind of response in equities?
I don't think so. Again, I think what we're seeing again is the current trend is everybody wants to look at the marketplace and look for the next big move up or down, and a lot of these situations are really priced in. And I think we have to start to get back to separating what is news versus what is economic impact. An example, of course, is we look at the bunker busters.
Why do you guys say this at all-time highs? Should have had this conversation 30% lower. I just sounded crazy. But now, I guess we'll take it. I can't believe it. Spies break even, bro. You went nowhere. You went absolutely nowhere. Build a greenhouse. Farm exempted. We'll see, man. We'll see. I don't like this initial inspection, though, guys. That sucks. I'm kind of mad. Because, like, I really feel like I found out a lot. That was the other part. I thought they bought it like 10, 15 years ago. But that was only, like, part of it. They really bought it in 2020. I'm pissed about that. Because I thought that it was like, I was like, dude, we're stealing this thing. But no, we're actually paying their premium, and it's worth it. I think it's worth it. But yeah, that is, as we're getting into the details, it's starting to degrade a little bit. So it's still, again, that's the beauty with the value, is that there's a lot of value, that there's a reason why we keep exploring it. But yeah, I mean, I'm not, I'm still kind of looking at this in a lens of caution, because it is like, all right, well, yeah, anything like, I've never handled a property of this size. So most of my properties, I mean, I have a big property, but it's not one property. It's, it's more several units. This is just like, yeah, bro, this one's just crazy. So that's why we're going to get a real bigger inspection, and there's a lot of stuff to go over. So that's why we're discovering it all as we're getting much more serious about it. The trade imbalance? Oh, like market on close? It usually just comes up on Thinkorswim on the market flash. Eli Lilly, FDA approves updated label for Amavir to aid in Alzheimer's diagnosis. The fuck? All right, guys, we'll wrap it up. I don't know if I might yell. It might get a little loud. So, Chattadonia, I would wrap it up, finalize it all. Tomorrow is Friday Junior, bro. I can't believe it. And remember, you're ending June, and then your boy July, bro. It's not there yet, but people like July. So, Chad, wrap it up and bring it home. You only have 1 minute. Go, 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 go. CYN, 15% pop. It's a liquid piece of shit. But wrap it up, Chad. 45 seconds. Shares, options, futures. Speak now or forever hold your peace. Wrap it up and make your mind up. You already see with the summer. You already know all of it, bro. So let's go, baby. It's game time. Yalla. So, Chad, wrap it up. Bring it home. Less than 20 seconds. Again, tomorrow, I don't think you might get a little bit of data. I think you might get PC. It's either Thursday or Friday, but generally, you've gotten it all. Just wait for the bad news. No bad news. You climb the wall of worry, and now you bring it home. Less than 5 seconds remaining. By the time you hear this, the day's over. 3, 2, 1. Ding, 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 ding. Horna. Oh, Chad Adonia. You kidding me? They did it, we made it, baby. 7 hours in the box. Again, finding a good game in the chat. Drop that GG, baby. Let's go. It don't matter if you made money or lost money. I know you learned something. Everybody that contributed brought something to the table. Plays, news, vibes, personalities, info. Way to hold it down, baby. Way to be a part of it. Way to not get banned. Way to be positive. Way to have that sparkle in your eye. Way to live in the light, my friend. You are a child of the light. You are. You know that? You are a child of God. If you're hearing this, you are a child of God. You are blessed. I'm going to talk to you how my mom talked to me. You know that? You child of God. You blessed. Good game, bro. Amen. What up, Richie? Stop talking about it. Hey man, GG, bro. Good game. I'll see you tomorrow. I got with it. Good game. Need me to rock. You won't see me a lot. Monday through Friday, you need me, let's talk.
Hey man, it's a cop, baby.
God bless you. God bless America. God bless the best. You're blessed, bro. I'm gonna let this one ride, but I gotta go.
Yeah.
I might not have a watch list. I'm a hoe and I gotta do Pilates. So I don't know. Okay? And I don't know what they gonna throw at me today, bro. You know that I wake up ready for a problem. Y'all don't get it. It's like whack-a-mole. That's why I'm like, no, I can't wait for the problem that occurs after the bell. Oh, you know what I'm saying? So we gonna ride with it, baby. Oh, there's my tron.
I know I make it feel some type of way. Skimming money, get out of my way. Here, you see that I'm done with the game. Picked up my mat and I broke out the chains. It lifted me up, I'm holding it down. Pass it around. Started with nothing but went for the land. They said I'm crazy, but that was the plan. Mama, she raised me one hell of a man. She said, don't get it if you won't get back. I gonna ask you what you did with that. I know we smiling, but he looking down. They think I'm crazy, but I think they boring. Remember the days that I couldn't afford it, so I got some dollars, I had to go flaunt it. No wonder I lost it, but I kept on seeking it, I kept on calling. So now when I'm eating, I'm no longer starving. I shoot like I'm Harden, but pass it like Stockton. Got money like Wall Street, but loving like Gandhi. You can keep your hate on grade, I'm chillin'. I ain't hop up in the raid till I say, made a play on the building. I can play with your feelings, throw 100 in your face. Everything 6 digits, turn a 5 to a 50, but I ain't a magician, but you saw it on the net. Now I'm talking my positions like the video was hitting to the quad car switching, made 1,000 off a play. Watching Facebook, me it's like they say I'm different. I fought with some change. 1,000% is a regular day. 1,000 that hate me some regular shade. Spitting that knowledge from back in the day. I know I make it fit some type of way. Skimming my money, get out of my way. Lately you see that I'm done with the game. Spit in my mat and I broke out the chains. They say I'm different, I fought with some change. 1,000% is a regular day. 1,000 that hate me some regular shade. Spitting that knowledge from back in the day. I know I make them feel some type of way. Give me my money, get out of my way. Lily, you see that I'm done with the games. Picked up my mat and I broke all the chains. 60 for growth, 40 for slow. Step in the mode, heavy rest Spotify, I think they go higher and higher, so I'm buying slow. I don't like if it is below 4. Got me beyond cause it didn't take scrolls. I bought into Disney cause Frozen was dope. It's really that simple, I've done this before. I kept it simple so they thought it's stupid. I'd rather do that cause nothing feel more clueless. They wasting their time trying to decide while I do it. But do what you doing, my talking is fluent. Your talking is stupid, I'm teaching some game but your attitude truant. They judging like Judy, they rate me like booties. They trading like movies but paying to do it. Stay up in your lane, I'm trying not killer. Don't make me get your case, my name ain't Shilla. I can buy this shit for change, watch it change to a million. You ain't gotta see my face cause the plays made millions. I ain't do this in a day, but I wasn't that patient. Started with a long turn, hit a play I take. Every time I bet it out, confident the market take it. Then I play the spot on my on, then I started banking.
Dude, I gotta go. My girlfriend just pulled up and she just looked at me. She's like, what are you doing? Yeah, I gotta go, bro. Yeah, big pop. I think it's still pricing in half. I think it priced in 10, bro. But yeah, they beat. But I love you, Chad. I gotta go. So I might see you on the watch list. Follow me on Twitter. I'll let you know. But God bless you, bro, okay? Have a good day. Sparkle. Yeah, what? What do you mean sparkle? I want you to look at the world, bro. Okay? The world is not against you. God is with you, bro. You know that everywhere you go, you are a child of God. I don't even care if you hate God. He still love you, bro. You know that he love you. You are loved. It matters. Oh, yeah, it does. Okay? So it's not your reaction to God and the world. That's your enemy, not the world or God. It's in your favor, brother. So amen, bro. Ride it and do it. Finger to the sky, baby. To God be the glory. And through the grace of God alone. All day, every day, Chad. I'll see y'all soon. And peace.
Yeah, where we going, Pilates? I got to get my rubber-dabber-doo. Yabba-dabba-doo.
I don't think Joe could do it. Have a good day. Bye.